I've seen that face before. This one.
Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to episode 352 of your Overseas Connection, the official podcast of the G4TE.com community. And if you're wondering what that is, think of a collection of gamers that are rigorously tested by the first and most important test of life, puberty. And we also have a secondary test, which is you can buy your own beer in a local bar. I'm your host, Greg DeLacy, OC_Murphy's Law. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Xbox Live. I used to be able to be found on PSN, not recently. On the show today, we've got some returning fan favorites, Mr. Robin Tate.
Hello, Robin Tate here in Ballymena, Northern Ireland. At Bongo the Seine is where you get me pretty much everywhere. So, hi everybody, and it's good to see we have the luminaries of the podcasting world here in the other boxes tonight. It feels a bit like University Challenge at the moment. These guys are above me in the boxes. So nice to be back on. Happy New Year, everyone. And here we go to the madness that is about to happen over the next couple of hours.
Let us continue forward. Robin, by the way, nice to have you on the show. And Happy New Year, by the way. Fraser Moore's on the show today as well, our returning Canadian aficionado, syrup connoisseur extraordinaire. Anything else I'm missing here, Fraser?
Syrup is in the eating syrup, not the Cockney rhyming slang syrup, of course, right, Greg?
Absolutely correct. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
No syrup here. No, yes, it's good. I'm glad to be here. I'm very excited.
Yes.
I've had a very Canadian afternoon. I was out playing hockey with my kids on the street. I know you'd approve.
That is very Canadian, although hockey on the street, that sounds actually more California-like because there's a lot of street hockey out here. Street hockey? Is that what
Well, all the kids play hockey on the street here. We're not cold enough. We still haven't had the real brutal winter here yet. So the local pond hasn't frozen up yet. The kids can't go out on that. So
I don't know. Yeah, I remember seeing you send off a WhatsApp message. It was like -13 or something. What was that business
we had
about?
2 days of -15 weather, but it didn't stick around. It's like it just hasn't been cold enough long enough. So
okay, all right. Well,
it's great to be back though, Greg. I'm really happy.
We are excited to have you back, Fraser.
Happy New Year, guys.
Yes, Happy New Year to you. Yes, and last but certainly not least, Mr.
And I just
Mike...
wanted to say, there's just one more thing I wanted to say.
Just wanted to say one more thing. One more thing.
No,
Go ahead.
No, I'm just kidding.
Did you want one more thing?
Just blocking the other guy.
Just you're cock blocking Mike Chin.
The caboose. Can you call him the caboose?
You can call him the caboose. He used to have a regular spot on the show, but his contract was too expensive, so we now bring him on as a consultant for prominent shows like this show, which is going to be a bit of a prediction show. So we thought it important we have Mike Chin back on the show to give some really bad predictions.
It is true.
Yes.
Hello. Happy New Year, Greg.
Happy New Year to you, Mike.
Happy New Year, Fraser.
Happy New Year, Mike.
And hello, Bongo. So I'm really glad to be on the show, Greg, because you beg me every week. We know this.
Right.
You beg every week. I get, Fraser, please come on the show. I don't like Fraser or Bongo or, Nicole. Just please. Look, I'm a busy guy now, right? I can't be doing this stuff. So I'm happy just to get on the show. I'm not reading it, Bongo. Bongo is putting something on the screen. I'm not reading it. But it's just a bit of professionalism on the show, Fraser. You know what I mean? Some bit of legitimacy on the show, just to give it a bit of weight. So I'm happy to do that for you, Greg, and the check is in the mail. Thank you.
He hasn't been able to make it because he's been buying curtains.
True. So I mean, let's talk about some like real life stuff. I mean, we talk about video games. That's what we do on the podcast.
Sure.
Before we dive into the game stuff, let's talk about some real life stuff. So, Mike, I'll
Yeah.
let you go first. You've had a really big year. I mean,
So I've had a big year. I noticed that Tara is black. So that was just a shock, to be honest. I just wasn't prepared for that. You'd think that she would tell me about these things.
Right. And especially weird because she's Chinese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, she's not. Greg, Jesus Christ, that's just racist. No, but like I accepted her for what she is. You know, I'm just a good guy like that, really. So we moved on, and we've actually moved house. That's the real story. Yes, we moved house. I now live with her under a contract that is worse than marriage. It is called a mortgage, and you're locked in.
This is in the future, Mike.
This is just gun to head. No, it's going very well. The house is very nice. We've gone through Christmas now, and we had a big New Year's Eve party to sort of celebrate the house. And I still don't have my man cave yet, though, Greg. I don't have a comfortable space to podcast from, to do some videos from, to play Rocket League from.
Right.
I don't have that yet. I do have my Xbox set up in my living room, which is behind me. My Xbox is just over there.
It's just waiting for you. Gotcha.
Yeah, so that's where I have been playing video games, and you know, with the technology these days, Greg, there are TVs there's iPads, there's you know, your flip-flops can play Netflix these days. Everything can play Netflix. So, you know, plugging up the TV isn't really a big thing at the moment. So yeah, I've been playing plenty of games. But just don't have that comfortable space. So at the moment, I'm on 3 boxes, IKEA plastic boxes. I'm on my lap, and I'm also on a crappy wooden table tray, like food tray thing.
The best news, Mike, I can give you is that you look professional. You have your headsets going. You've got the mic set up.
The quality's still there.
Right.
You know, the mic is still there. I've still got 2 screens. You can see my lovely face. You know, the quality's still there, Greg. I don't dip in quality like others on the show. I always keep my standards. Are you listening, Fraser and Robin? All right. I keep my bar no matter what affects me outside of here, you see. Bear in mind, Tara might walk into the room at any moment and spoil everything I've just said. But no, that's fine. But I'm glad to be back, in all seriousness. I've missed you guys.
There's 2 things we can take from all that. 1, you never mentioned how high the bar is.
Right.
And 2, you own flip-flops. I don't think I'm very happy with that.
Well,
he's ready. He's ready to move to California.
Don't you have internet on your flip-flops? Come on, everybody's got them. No, I do listen to the show every week still, Greg. Even though I don't attend, I do miss podcasting with you guys. I do. I listen all the time. I listen to the Game Punchers, which is another show which has new guests on every week at the moment, and I'm a little bit behind on my podcast, but I do still listen to them all and miss you dearly. So I thought I'll come on and celebrate the new year with you guys.
Well, I very much appreciate you making the time to come on the show, Mike. We should plug your show, Veteran Gamers. VeteranGamers.co.uk.
We had a cool video. In all seriousness, usually I don't. I sort of shamelessly plug the Veteran Gamers, but we had a really cool video made for us. It was made by a friend of mine called Jamie Cartwright, and he animated one of the funniest quote marks moments that we've ever had, where Duke had a rant about Heavy Rain,
right?
Saying it was the worst game ever.
Classic.
And
brilliant.
And Jamie animated it, and he did a fantastic job. So I will put the link in the chat. But if you're listening post live stream, if you type in "Heavy Rain is the worst game ever" on YouTube, it will come up.
Probably even on Google, maybe.
Yeah. I'm sure it will. So there you go. We're still doing the show. People email us and tell us that we're doing a good job, and then people email us and tell us that they fucking hate us. But that's just the way it is. We're never ever gonna stop, like you guys.
It's the nature of the beast, right?
Just never gonna stop.
Well, let me tell you, this is kind of a public service announcement. as well as a warning and life experience, all wrapped up in one. So I don't know if over in the UK, I'm assuming you guys do have this, but beef jerky?
No.
No.
Yes,
don't?
but nobody ever
We do
has
have a
it.
bit.
Okay.
It's not as popular as it is over there, but we
Okay.
do have it.
So if by chance you are ever eating beef jerky, if it's particularly tough, because as cold weather sets in, beef jerky can start to get very dried out and very tough and extremely difficult to kind of tear off a chunk. Just don't do it. Just cut it into small pieces. So
What have you done?
Shoot it.
yeah. So basically,
What have you done?
about 2 weeks ago, actually, just prior to our last
did you do?
podcast, I
Point
was
to where the bad man touched you.
eating right here. I was eating beef jerky, and I went to try and tear off a chunk, and it wouldn't give. And in my wisdom at the time, I thought, well, I'm tougher than this beef jerky. I can get it to pull off. And so I just wrenched, and as I wrenched, I came back like this, and I
Put your
heard
dentures out.
no, but I did hear a slightly like a tearing sound or a tearing feeling sound inside of my mouth. In a nutshell, I damaged some of the connective tissue on my jawline, and so now I've got some meds set up. The doctor wants me using basically a soft food diet for the next 30 days because the fear is if my jaw doesn't heal properly, it will continue to try and unalign itself when I'm chewing sometimes, and that will require surgery. So, yeah, don't do it, man. Beef jerky, just cut it up and
Just
yeah.
It's gross. It's
No,
like
it's good stuff, man.
dried dead meat. It's like that's you're just
I
so
don't
American
get it.
right
Yeah,
now.
I'm
Yeah.
with Robin.
So American.
I don't get it. I've tried it. It tastes like
scratchings.
Greg, I hope you get better soon. I know those guys were like totally concerned about your welfare there.
Totally concerned about it, yes.
my tooth story. You know Chewits, Robin and Fraser. You remember
Yeah,
Chewits?
yeah.
Did you get
Yeah.
Chewits over there, Greg?
Were they like gumdrops?
That I don't know.
Fraser,
Although
do you know what
Like,
Chewits
you're
are?
the-
You're
Hold
the
on.
bridge, Fraser.
Excuse me,
No,
yes.
Chewits are more like a
Fruit burst
oh,
or whatever they're called.
no. What did we
Opal
used to
fruits.
call them? Opal fruits, but they call them starbursts.
Starburst.
Starburst.
But
Okay,
harder.
They're like
Yes.
Starbursts, but they're much tougher than
Right.
Starbursts. And I was chewing away on one of those, and half of my tooth came out on it,
Mm.
and then the doctor had to take the other half out of it. So
Gotcha.
yeah,
Yeah.
I feel your pain. Losing a tooth, but I was 10, so I was allowed to cry.
Right.
But you're not allowed to cry.
No. I did have a couple explicit comments afterwards, but yeah. There was
So
no
what's-
tears.
What's happened with the tooth? What's happened now? Or-
So nothing with the teeth. That's the amazing part about it. So I didn't break any teeth or anything like that. It pulled my jaw and damaged the connective tissue. So every once in a while when I'm chewing, it's like my jaw will literally kind of shift over and the teeth won't line up right. And
right.
if you continued to bite down, it would hurt like hell.
If I were you, Greg,
Hmm.
I would never tell that story to anyone and just say you got punched in the face
Yeah,
by like 10
probably-
blokes.
I have
Probably-
a friend of
probably
mine. He has a
smarter.
massive scar running down the side of his forehead here, and every time we'd go out, he'd tell people that he hit the wing of the plane as he was doing a skydive.
And
But
reality.
it's not. He just fell over drunk and cracked his head open on a gravestone, actually.
All right.
So, but you should lie. You should lie.
I can because I do have a scar on my chin down here, so I can always say it's part of I got in a knife fight and punched and something like that. I don't know, but now the world knows. So
Can I
my
I
lie
tell
is
my
out.
The world.
Yes, the world, all
Well.
5 people that might listen to this podcast.
Your optimism is charming.
can I tell my Christmas Eve story? Can I tell you my Christmas?
Absolutely.
Is that okay?
I
don't
think
want
it's-
to overtake the show
No,
because
but-
it's not like me to just waffle on. You see?
no, never.
We haven't heard
On
much
Christ-
from you yet, Mike. Go ahead.
Yeah, by all means.
No, that's the thing, Fraser. I have to get it out my system. You go on the show like every now and again because you're a podcast whore, Fraser. No, I Christmas Eve. Tara kept on making a big deal about Christmas Eve. Like, what we're gonna do in our house, our first time on Christmas Eve. It's gonna be really special, and even if it's the thing together in the house, it's nice. And she just kept on going on about it. So the plan was to watch her favourite Christmas film, which is Trading Places. Robin actually just put a quote of Trading Places where he says "beef jerky" in the film, and so that reminded me of it. So yeah, watch Trading Places. And I've got a thing at the moment for like warm breads and balsamic vinegar and things like that. I don't know why. I've just got this like thing for it. So we'll have some of that. We'll have some snacks. We'll watch Trading Places. That's our Christmas Eve. It's quite nice. So we had to pop to my auntie Norma's, who's getting on now. She's about 80 odd. She got Tara blind drunk, and she came back, and we had loads of Christmas presents to wrap. Tara says, "I'm just going to wash my hair." Fell asleep for 2 hours. I wrapped all the presents myself. And then she got up and shouted at me for not waking her up.
Can't win.
Yeah, no. Good on you to wrap the presents.
Treacherous waters.
I thought I was, you can't win in those situations. Like I thought I won't wake her up because she's going to be pissed. So
just like the things for the house, you can't win. Just shut your mouth, let her get on with it. Agree with everything that she says.
Fraser, curtains. I don't care. 3 days of shopping it took to get these curtains.
Oh, but God. Mike, you should care. You should care. This is the training. I mean, the reality is you now share a mortgage, so I mean that might as well be a marriage certificate. But Mike, this really is the precursor training for marriage. Everything can be a potentially battle, and you have to pick and choose your battles.
I do.
So the hint is you agree with everything that she says. And you have your man cave that you can do anything you want in, that she's not allowed to come into or make any decisions.
Right.
And that's you have a tenth of the house and she has all of it.
Right.
But you're happy with that. You'll become happy with that eventually.
Yeah. The last most important piece of advice is on something that is what you would consider important to yourself. Maybe it's a big purchase, something like that. It is best to just do it and then ask for forgiveness. Don't give her the opportunity to say no.
And always discount the price by 30%.
Yeah, also true. It was on sale, 2 for 1.
Yeah,
I bought 2 instead
to
of
say
1.
sorry than to get permission to buy something. I think.
Yes. Fraser, did you have anything else you wanted to add in here? This is life advice right now.
No, I'm good.
Okay. Spoken like the true neutral Canadian.
Now's your chance. Fraser, give me some wisdom about life. Nah.
See, I have a problem.
You're on your own, son.
Yeah, man,
Nobody gave me advice, asshole.
Sorry,
I was chatting with Fraser last night briefly about an almost impulse purchase, and he pulled me back from the brink.
No, did I pull you back? I was.
Yeah, I was ready to jump in the car and go by. I was looking at an old classic car. And I was almost about to go, and I told Fraser, this is what I'm thinking about doing, and I know you're interested in these.
He got you off, so it was a Jaguar.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, an old big old Jag, and Fraser took me into going for an even bigger Jag, so I'm holding off. But I was like, oh, darling, it would be great, wouldn't it? Yeah, just a weekend car. It's lovely. It's pristine. It's beautiful. It's leather. It'd be nice. It'd be lovely. Just think of the engine sound. So, yeah, that might happen.
Okay.
Just arrive home with it someday. And face the consequences. I can't take it back,
no consequences. The wives love them. They're great. You can't go wrong.
Yeah.
True. Very true.
But sure, what the heck? You just get to know these things after a while. It just happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just happens, Mike. It just happens. There's a great commercial over here, and I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's probably not airing over there, but I want to say it's like a State Farm commercial. And so this guy's like, I'm never getting married. And then they flip forward like fast, and he's been married. And, he's like, I'm never going to have kids. And then suddenly he has one kid. And, I'm never getting a minivan. Boom, he's washing a minivan. And then he's like, I'm never having another kid. And his wife like looks back over her shoulder. I'm pregnant. So it's it's funny.
Hey, Americans, I my Universal tickets arrived in
Americans, beware, Robin's coming.
And we went to see the Blue Man Group again last year, and we're going again this year. We're bringing some of the kids. We want to go back because the Blue Man Group is brilliant. So the ticket voucher came in. So I phoned Universal Studios the other night to book my ticket,
right.
And book the seats. I know it's in July, but they fill up quickly. So chatting to the guy, and he's setting it all up, and it's all done. And he says, "Anything else I can do for you, sir?" Fantastic service again. And of course, he comes back an hour where I say to him, "Yeah, well, if you could send some of your weather over here, it would be wonderful." So it's very cold at the moment, sir. Yeah, I'm glad it's like 20 degrees. How can you dare say it's very cold? You have no idea. Is that like most Americans and hot people like you? I mean, Greg. I mean, when it gets cold for you, it's like 25. It's like I don't know. Yeah, I mean, you've got rain quite a bit. But it's probably warm rain.
So where I live now, it is actually a little bit colder than where I used to live. So the days of me bragging about it always being warm and sunny are a little less. I still will try and shove it in your face once in a while, but I mean, it's been in the probably mid 30s around here in the mornings. So I don't know what that is in Celsius. One of you guys maybe can do a conversion, but I mean, if we do my subtract 5, it's not going to work. So
32 is freezing, right?
yes, yeah.
Oh, right. Well.
So it's
how
pretty
far
cold.
are you from the middle of LA then now?
Oh, the middle of LA. I'm 7-ish hours.
Seriously?
North?
Yeah, north.
North.
Yeah, I'm up in the north.
A lot of people don't realize, right? The northernmost part of California is higher than the southernmost part of Canada.
Yeah, and California is a very long state. That's the other thing that really needs to.
But do you still? So it's you're California, no longer classified as Los Angeles, LA. No.
And in fact, I never was. I was born in San Diego, which is probably the southernmost part of California. I've made my way up into the Bay Area, San Francisco area, and then recently we moved kind of northeast, if you will, towards Sacramento. And so I live just a little bit north of Sacramento. And if you were looking at the map of the United States and you found the Sierra Range where Lake Tahoe is, I'm about 2 hours away from there.
Groovy.
Yeah. So I'm kind of at the base of the Sierra Mountains.
So you have
I've
proper
heard
weather
of lots
now.
of those.
Yes,
places.
we do have proper weather.
Yeah, well, Handsome Devil in the chat tells us that was 2 degrees. So there you are.
Okay, well,
2 degrees.
I
So
would-
that is cold enough. Okay, you
Yeah.
qualify.
yeah. I've actually bought a jacket this year. That says it all right there. Anyway, before we dive into what we've been playing lately, Fraser, maybe you could kind of give some shout outs to anybody who is in the chat right now.
I can do that. Well, I think there's, let's see. Let's make sure that, sorry, if I lean forward, I'm leaning away from my mic. We have a Handsome Devil, #1 Handsome Devil. Another Handsome Devil, that's me in the chat. RCGC, Teflon 12, Veteran Gamers are in there. And Bongo the Sane. And super friend, nicest man in the world, Marcanix.
Marcanix. He's trying to get some hints on how to properly predict things for video games. Because that's what we actually predict the entire industry year in this show, and it is proven fact that almost all of it is unproven.
Do you have last year's, Greg?
I do, and we're gonna walk through that.
Cool.
Before we're gonna grade our last year predictions. Before we dive into that, though, let's talk about what we've been playing. I know some of us have been playing lots of games. Some of us have been playing a little bit of games. So maybe we can start with. Well, Mike, I think maybe we should start with you. That would probably be the proper thing to do.
Mike.
So, Mike.
Finally.
Yes.
Okay.
What game do you want to talk about first, Mike?
Video games are good, aren't they? I really like them. Let's talk about those things.
Yes.
I've been playing a lot of Fallout 4. That's pretty much what I've played since I moved in. You know, it sort of roughly came out the same time. Maybe about 2 weeks after I moved in. Bongo's disappeared. He's a ghost. No, it came out roughly about the same time I moved in, and my game time with it was sporadic at first, but now I'm about. I think the game time on the save is like 2 days and 20 hours or something like that.
Okay.
So I'm a level 38 in the game.
Okay.
And it's I don't know what there's people have said everything that needs to be said about Fallout 4. I think it's an amazing game. I think it's great. I really enjoy the story. Is one thing I haven't really said because I'm progressed. I've progressed quite a lot through it now.
Right.
I'm really enjoying it. So
I'll say this. I did like the way they handled the story this time in terms of them kind of giving a little bit of a dramatic element to, you know, reasons for you to leave the vault. Because to be perfectly honest, if I had woken up in this era and had been in that vault and then stepped outside and saw was out in the outside world, I don't really think there would ever be anything really that would motivate me to want to go outside of the vault.
Yeah, I think that's the trick in all of them, isn't it? Like your dad goes missing in 3, and New Vegas, it's a revenge story. Well, you don't start in a vault, but you know the reason for you to go around and look is to find the person that killed you. There was a thing that Verbal Rob said that hit me when he said, after you've done your main quest in a game like Fallout 4, you know, your character is looking for his or her son. Right. You know, he wants that to be the last thing that he does in the game because it wraps up the game, you know, like a movie, I suppose, you know, where it's like that's the ultimate climax and done. And everything else was sort of side dressing. And I share his feelings, but I am getting to a point where I'm just like, I need to finish this game, man. Like this, I just constantly I play it for the biggest detriment of the game is I play it for. Today I've played it for 8 hours, like on and off. You know what I mean? It's a Saturday. I've been doing nothing all day apart from playing this game, and I haven't done that much. You know, I've leveled up from like 32 to 37, but I just doesn't feel like I get anything done. You know what I mean? I spent ages looking through drawers and crafting and, you know, doing a few side quests, but ultimately it's just going to building and shoot people, and you don't feel like you're accomplishing anything, which is really frustrating. I think that's probably the biggest flaw of the game is that it's so vast and it takes time so much that you really just don't feel like you're getting anything done, and I can really see why people would drop off. I mean, it sounds funny. 20 hours is a long time, but it's all relative, isn't it? And I think people would drop off and go, you know what? I've spent 20 hours in the game, or I flew through the story. I'm done. You know, I can totally relate to somebody that would do that.
Well, and also being, you know, on video game podcasts and involved in kind of the next best thing or next thing that's out there, you're kind of also constantly wanting to push yourself to get through the games when you can quickly. Fallout 4 is not one of those games you can get through quickly.
No, I suppose that's the question for all of us, though, isn't it? It's you know, do we often find that, like, because we all feature on podcasts regularly? Do you feel because I come on the veterangamers.co.uk, you should check it out. I come on the show, and I go, you know, Stu goes, "Hey, Chinny, what you been playing, you fucking big twat?" And I say, that's what he sounds like. Right. Flawless. It was like he was here, wasn't it?
Completely.
And I say Fallout 4, and other than it's a good game, it's really big. You know, do you guys feel the pressure of like, maybe I should play something else? Yeah, I can't play Metal Gear Solid 5 or I can't play Fallout 4 or The Witcher 3 because, you know, they're 100-hour games and I need to be keeping up to date. You know, do you guys feel that pressure?
That's an interesting question. You know, I think from my perspective, I do try to play through whatever game that I want to play, but I will often, and you know this, Mike, so we've talked about this before, I often will be sidetracked or pulled away, and I won't necessarily finish a game. And part of it's because I really hate playing games on easy setting, which I know a lot of people will play so they can just kind of power through the game. But I do like having a little bit of challenge within my games, and so I tend not to play the games that way, and it just ends up taking me longer to play them. And maybe that's just a commentary on my gaming capabilities. I don't know, but
I think so. I think you don't want things to be easy for you. It doesn't feel, like there was always that kid at school when you was little that always cheated when they played it. You know, when cheat codes were a thing.
They
Right.
put the cheat code in and be like, I'm flying through the game. I'm like, what are you doing, you idiot? Like, what's the point? You know what I mean? The point is to sort of the genius with difficulties. It has to be hard enough for you to feel challenged, but easy enough for you to get through it without dying too much. And I think most games are really good at that now. But I just find it like this. It's more not so much to do with the difficulty. It's, for me, it's just how big these games are,
Right.
and how like it just plays on your mind when you're playing it to go, oh, I should be playing something new. I should be playing something new.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I don't. I think, Mike, we've maybe us as well have relaxed a little bit. I think there's a good mix of pretty new stuff, and Fallout's are still a relatively new title. Some of us have played quite a few things, but I don't think there's the same pressure that maybe we used to. And I know veteran gamers, they used to go like mad at playing stuff. I think when I stopped the rental service, it took some of the pressure away.
Yeah.
Because when the rental thing came in, you felt almost pressured to play it.
See,
to
I
get
still
your
have a rental
thing.
service, and I've had Mad Max for 4 months.
Holy crap! You get bad for that now.
I could have bought it. It's silly, isn't
Yeah.
it? It's silly. But you tell yourself that's how they get you. You tell yourself that
Yeah,
I'll play it. I'll play it next week. Fuck them. You know, like it's always in the back of the mind that you think I'm going to play it, so it'll be worth the money.
I kind of think 2016 is going to be probably worse. I mean, Fraser and I at the moment have everything.
It's bonkers right now.
It's,
You
it's
two
absolutely
do the
crazy.
share thing, right? You two do
Yeah,
the share.
It's
and I
just
and I
ridiculous.
just went absolutely nuts over Christmas time. We have. I'm sorry, we have everything.
Yeah.
Everything's apart from maybe Mad Max. Oh,
Fraser,
Mad Max.
you scored with Bongo. Yeah, you like, oh, shit.
I like to
My-
think,
my-
I tell you, the ratio of me putting in to him putting
Yeah.
in is not the same. I
No,
think of that,
my-
there's no
my
doubt.
young-
But I
my
am
young lost
contributing,
brother-
and it's just bonkers, right? I mean, we've
Yeah.
just, like, I'm still playing Metal Gear Solid, and that went into the vault, like, back in September, you know, and I was
Right.
talking to somebody the other day, and he goes, I said, yeah, I really should play Witcher 3. He goes, well, have you got it? And I went, yeah.
yeah.
He goes, why aren't you playing
Tomb
it?
Raider,
So
got it. Yeah.
Tomb Raider's in there, not playing that. There's I mean, it's just.
I think over the last week, I just backed up Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls, even though I've got the
I couldn't
disc.
even believe it when Diablo 3 popped in there this week. I'm like, you joking?
Alien Isolation, even though I've got it at the PS4, but just thought, oh, sure, it's cheap. I'll get it as well. But it's a complete package. Buy it. I
And I'm
At least
sitting
you're-
there
at
thinking
least-
about.
Your
I'm
long lost
considering-
brother Fraser seems to buy new and current games. My long lost brother, Chris from Void Games, he bought fucking Zoo Tycoon. Like Zoo Tycoon just popped up on my Xbox for no reason. And I texted him, was like, Zoo Tycoon, what the fuck? And he went, Tycoon, man, class. And I went,
No.
Zoo Tycoon isn't good.
No.
No, it's not.
Roller Coaster Tycoon is good.
I wanted to like it, but I couldn't like it. Although, did he pick up the bundle that was like Zook Tycoon and Scream Ride?
No.
Wow, that really, really ain't. Oh,
That
you
would
liked
elevated
Scream
it.
Ride,
I did.
didn't
I
you?
like
You
Scream
do-
Ride. Yeah.
you do like Screen Ride. You've got this.
Well, I like
weird
Angry Birds,
thing
so I mean, you know,
sometimes,
I
Greg.
like breaking things.
Yeah. No.
Yeah,
so
it's just crazy. It's
Yeah.
just you have to be selective. I mean, and I'm in a situation here where now I have, you know, a lot of us have kids, so getting to the console is bad enough. Like I was telling you guys earlier, I moved the PC off the main TV because the kids are on there all the time. I'm considering buying The Witcher 3 for the PlayStation so that I have the opportunity to actually play it somewhere else, right? It's just nuts. It's stupid.
Yeah. Well, I'm in the same boat. Mark and I game share. My brother Mark, and like there was a couple weeks through the Christmas time, and we were really good leading up to the holidays. We were like, we're passing on Fallout 4. We're not getting that yet. We're gonna wait for maybe a price drop, maybe for the bug fixes to get out. We got Tomb Raider, and that was like the November game we were really looking forward to. We had that, and then like all hell broke loose. I'm buying Wasteland 2. He's buying Fallout 4 as a Christmas gift. Then suddenly I hear, oh, I got Just Cause 3, and I'm like, and he's like,
Yeah.
you know, and so.
Oh, we haven't got that yet, Robin.
Yeah, we have
No,
quite a
no.
few games.
Gosh, shut
because
up.
I'm at a point
sorry,
now.
sorry.
I put
I'm
the
at a
brakes
point-
on. I have now.
I'm at a
Yeah.
point now where I could
Pretty sure
literally,
you said that before Christmas.
I could literally stop buying or renting games for at all
Yeah.
for about a year,
Yep.
Did I
And
mention
and
I bought Supreme Commander, a backwards compatible 360 game, just because I was craving RTS? Yeah,
Have you played it yet, though?
I have. It's actually not bad.
I think at least if you turn the game on once, you feel a bit better about it, right?
That's
But
exactly
for me,
what I
Fraser,
had to
it's
do.
installing it. If I install it, I go, well, at least I installed it.
Yeah.
You
Well,
see,
at least
the
I
thing
looked at it.
thing about it is when you hear what I've been playing this week, and I have all this really cool. Oh, I've got Ark Survival. That's right, I bought it as well. Sorry, I see Mark's put in the chat there.
Ark Survival. We went on that.
Yeah, I've all this new and modern stuff, and the thing that I'm playing this week, and I'm loving. It's crazy, but
Yeah.
there you are. Yep.
No.
Fallout 4.
Well, So
Big.
Fallout 4, it's big. It's great.
It's great. Yeah,
I get it, Mike.
I'll move on. Yeah. So to counteract that, I've been playing Tales of the Borderlands, which I really like. I really like Tales of the Borderlands, and also it's just I sit and I zonk out like this, and it just plays itself. I was literally playing it with one hand at one point because there's nothing to do. You know, you just press A or whatever. But Tales of the Borderlands, I'm on episode 3. I think episode 1 was the standout episode. I thought episode 1 was really, really good. I think 2 and 3 are very good. They're funny, but I just don't think they captured. The episode 1 did a great job of going. Oh, this is legitimately great. I really like this. 2 and 3 are just like, yep, this is still good. No standout points. But I really like the characters. I really like the voice acting. There's some great voice acting. I think Bongo, you was mentioning the voice acting, was you?
Yeah, Chris Hardwick's in there, which is
On the
cool.
Nerdist,
I like
yeah.
Chris Hardwick.
There's really good
there's
lines in it. There's carry on, Robin. Sorry.
Sorry, it does build a nice crescendo, and you're absolutely right. There's some really not laugh out loud stuff, but just very
It's
smart,
just funny. It's just
giggly stuff. Yeah,
nothing goes. I'm not ruffling. You know, I'm not. But you know,
I almost want to punch you for saying that, Mike.
Yeah,
I'm not ruffling.
I'm not lamayoing.
good.
I'm not lamayoing, but I play this and I go. I'm seeing things and I'm hearing dialogue that I've never heard in a video game that is genuinely funny, and that's really special, I think. And I said this on the other show, veterangamers.co.uk, you should check it out. And I think it's nice that Telltale could stretch their legs a little bit and get away from the seriousness of The Wolf Among Us and The Walking Dead. Not that they didn't have humor in them, but this is like, it breaks the fourth wall. You know, it questions. People say something, you know, like ruffle or something that doesn't happen in the game, but like say someone said ruffle or lol, you know, somebody else would call them out in the game saying, what are you saying lol for? Exactly like real lol, like how real people speak. And that's just
I think
so nice.
it sets the bar for. I think I said this in my Game of the Year thing. It sets the bar for comedy games.
It does.
Quite high.
I think comedy games is a genre that in the last 5 years has done well.
Done better.
But I still think that there's room. You know what I mean? The problem with comedy is it's all about timing, and when you've got load times and you know, voiceovers playing over different voiceovers and they have to cut in and stuff, it's difficult to get the timing right, but they do such a good job. And yeah, really enjoying Tales of the Borderlands. As I say, episode 4 is next. I just enjoy it because it's the absolute opposite of Fallout 4 in the way it plays. It just plays pretty much itself, and I don't have to think. And I'm looking forward to. I think Chris has bought Tomb Raider, so you know, just playing something that's just like something happens. Do you know, like something exciting?
Well, and it's got action to it. I mean, Tales from the Borderlands. I mean, all of the you know, those games really aren't very actiony. Until you know they throw in the quick time button press, you know, situation, which inevitably catches you a little bit off guard, and you fail it the first time because you know you weren't expecting it.
It's just progress. Like in Fallout 4, you feel like you're not getting anything done. You know, you spend so long on it, and you go, I haven't done anything.
Getting back to Fallout 4, though, one of the things I love about that game is the building of towns.
I've been doing that actually.
Yeah.
I've been getting into that today. Whereas I know a lot of people say, "What's the point of it?" You know,
right?
You know, it's nothing to. But I sort of enjoy it.
Yeah, there's something kind of nice about it. I built
just enjoy doing.
Yeah, I've built a couple forts now.
Yeah. No, I built this impossible structure that couldn't be made.
All right.
The law of physics. But I did that, and I'm building all these recruitment towers at these settlements, but I don't want them to get too big, so I'm switching them off when they get too big. But yeah, I'm enjoying Fallout 4. Fallout 4, right? Whatever. We're done with that. Tales of the Borderlands is very good. Really enjoying it.
Right.
Really like it. It's a great game. Please play it and buy it if you haven't done so yet, and you like Telltale games. I've also been playing Rocket League, which is the greatest game ever made. What?
No,
Yes, it's the greatest game ever made. They had a hockey update.
Yeah, but wasn't it just for like Christmas and then they took it away?
They extended it. It was till January the 4th. But due to a high traffic from Canada, they really enjoyed it over there. They've extended it a couple of weeks, and it replaced. There was some mutator update that they did before it. I think it was for Halloween, you know, like mutation and stuff. And basically, you could change the physics of the ball. But with hockey, they did a really clever thing where, okay, for people that don't know, Rocket League is football and cars. But in the hockey version, instead of a ball, you got a hockey puck. And obviously, the physics of a hockey puck are very different to a ball. So it's flat, and the edges of the pitch are curved. So when a ball goes up, it'll roll up. But when a hockey puck goes up, it slides up, and it's obviously flatter. And it's just such a minor thing to change, but it changes everything. Right. You know, the way you score a goal, the way when a ball is coming across a goal, it's quite easy to get it out. But when a hockey puck does it, it's hard because it's heavier. Just really interesting change. Really enjoyed it. And the car actually, even though it's an icy level, the car actually controls the same. It's only the puck that seems to go faster. But Rocket League is, it's my. We did the Game of the Year show, and spoilers, Rocket League is my Game of the Year for 2015. It is by far the best game. The most fun I've ever had. It was the game that I didn't think I needed until it came. Do you know what I mean? Like,
it's one of those. I don't know about you, Mike, but I'm always fascinated. I've been like it since I was a kid. Like when I used to listen to music as a kid, it's like, how can anybody ever make a record greater than that record that I absolutely loved? And then suddenly next month someone would come out with a record. You go, oh, I don't believe it. How did someone come out with a record that was better than that record?
How did they do it?
And,
that reminds me of
games
Portal 2.
are games, and Fallout 4 is Fallout 4, and it's fantastic. Of course it is. But when somebody comes out with something like Rocket League, which is just something done so well, so simple and done so well and perfect, because it is a perfect game.
Yeah, I think it's like 2015. If I'd have said to myself, your favorite game of the year won't be Fallout 4, which you don't even know about yet. Right. It won't be, a Tomb Raider game or anything like that. It'll be a fucking car game that's football. I would tell you to go away. Like I didn't need that in my life. I didn't want that in my life, but now all I can think about is playing Rocket League. That's all I want to do, and it's just when a game can do that to you, and you see, we played it at work. One of the last days at work, we had 10 lads in the office, and we had 2 Rocket League. We had a PlayStation and a PC, and it was 2v2, and we did a tournament. We did a Rocket League. Right, and I have to say, and some of these guys hadn't played it before. They're pretty good with video games, but they hadn't played Rocket League before, and you can see their faces going, "I get it. This is brilliant." Like you see the click, and you go, "This is great. This is brilliant."
How did you do that? Is it cross play? Are PC players playing against PlayStation players?
PC players can play against PlayStation players. Unfortunately, it is coming out for the Xbox One in February, which I still will get it, but you can't cross play with PC or PlayStation on the Xbox because
in case you touch a Sony,
you can't get the Sony germs and the Microsoft germs mixing.
I thought maybe Microsoft and PC, but it ain't going to happen.
I can't wait for it to come out on the Xbox. 1, because Robin will buy it, and 2, because I was late to the party. I love it, and I think it's great, but I was late to the party on the PlayStation, so I'm looking forward to when it comes on the Xbox, and then we'll have a whole whack of new players who are all going to be playing it once.
That's what I'm looking forward to, because you'll get a mix of people like me that love it, and then you got people like you that go, "What's this? I know this is a thing. Let's get in."
Yeah, it's going to be good.
it's going to be great.
You have it on the PS4, Fraser, don't you? Like me.
I've been playing it, and I played a game. I mean, I like it. I think it's been good. I highlighted its class to me the other day when I played a game online with my son. So two of us were playing, and he's only 9, right? So I didn't think he could really hold his own. He ended up. I scored a goal, then the opposition scored a goal, then he scored a goal, and the opposition scored a goal, and I really wanted to win, and he scored the winning goal in like the last 5 seconds. This is my kid, my boy did it, and they're like. My wife was watching, the joy in our faces, and it just, to me, that was probably the best gaming moment I've ever had with him. Right. It was just a small, 5-minute moment, but
that is great.
Tremendous.
And do you want to talk about the game after that, when your son gave up the losing goal and you basically ground him to his room?
Those ones you don't care. You don't care about losing.
We had the Super Nintendo out over Christmas, on Christmas Day and Boxing Day, and we had Street Fighter on. Right, and I think what you're saying there, Fraser, about Rocket League, Street Fighter had that same thing. Whereas, yeah, you'd have really good players at it, right? There are really good Rocket League players, but there are also you can just get lucky. There's that element of luck in there, and it's just enough luck that you could score a goal and even win now and again.
Right, and
it's just it crosses that line of just not being too difficult for people that aren't really into games to play it. And I absolutely, the reason why I gave Rocket League Game of the Year is because I feel like Fallout 4 is very good, but I think people were expecting it to be leaps and bounds better than Skyrim and Fallout 3, and it's sort of not, but it's very good, but it's not leaps and bounds ahead. And Rocket League just came out of nowhere. You just, like Tales of the Borderlands again, it's playing on something that we know, but it's all about Rocket League. It's all about Rocket League.
Well, I will say this: I would be showing footage of this stuff right now, but every time I've been trying to get that to work, it has failed me. It worked for Fallout 4. I don't know why I couldn't get Rocket League to come up for you.
I don't know. You can't handle the Rocket League.
No.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of other games I've been playing, but no, that's about. Yeah, I did play a little bit of Zoo Tycoon.
We don't need to talk about that.
And God, I text Chris back in anger saying, "Why have you bought this game?" Yeah, as in.
I remember I tried the demo for Zoo Tycoon, and it was a Kinect-enabled game, which I didn't realize.
Then you have to offer the
Apple, and that didn't.
But I don't have the Kinect, so you just press a button to do it.
Well, you could press a button in the game even if you had Kinect. That was the funniest part. It was like, you don't really need to do this if you don't want to. Yeah. Anyway, all right. Well, Fraser, what about you? What have you been playing? And thank you, Mike, for that.
No worries.
Well, actually, we were talking about having all these games, and I've been playing something old. I've been playing Infamous Second Son up on the PlayStation 4. I've had that sitting around for a little while, and my Xbox is lost. Like, trying to clear down games and bury that pile of shame, it's a lost cause. It's like taking a stone out of Mount Everest every day. Nothing's going to ever happen. But my PlayStation 4 is a separate entity up there, and that's okay. Like, I'm quite committed to burying games. So I have 2 outstanding games up there. I have Infamous Second Son and Advanced Warfare. So I decided I've got to get on with Infamous Second Son, and I like it. I like it a lot. I knew I just needed to get to it because I like the Infamous games. I liked Infamous 1 and 2. Infamous 2 was a little bit more of the same. I really like Infamous Second Son because...
All right, I'm giving up on trying to show you screens.
I like Infamous Second Son because it's more of the same, but it's not, if anybody's played it. It's
right.
Is it more of the same of the first one or the second one?
Well, the second one was definitely more of the same of the first one.
Because I've only played the first one, but I really, really enjoyed the first one.
Yeah, well, if you play the second one, it was Infamous Part 2, right? I mean, it was right. This one's new. I mean, it's new characters. Instead of like you're not based around getting your powers from electricity now. You get them from smokestacks and things like that. And it's just the same.
Annoying, cocky little bugger.
I don't find him that annoying, actually. I don't think I found them annoying. Cole, wasn't it? Cole in the first one. For some reason, I think they get a nice balance on their characters. I don't find them too annoying. They're hairpin trendy and whatever, but I grow to quite like the characters. I think the way they animate this guy in this new one is fantastic. Every time he pulls off special powers, like he does this thing called what is it, like a bomb drop or an atomic bomb blast or something, where he jumps up in the air and then they do this slow motion where he's diving out through the air and he gives a little nod to the camera as he's coming back down and then falling to the ground and obliterating everything. It's really well done and cool. And
Delsin,
is that it? Yeah.
That's a douchey name.
Mark.
Though.
It is douchey. I mean, he's douchey, right? He's young. He's
Delsin, we've got
trousers
Delsin here.
never
No one
wear
can hear
with
us. Jurassic
long
Park.
crotches, and he wears it's douchey. Of course, it's douchey, right? And it's the same, but it's the same thing. You're trying to secure areas of the cities. I'm 2 or 3, 4 areas now I've secured and wiped out all the bad guys from those areas, and then I'll move on. And then it won't let you keep doing that. So suddenly it's now pulls you into storylines and it sends you off on missions to do. But I've put in a few hours so far. I'm at 38% clear, so hopefully I'll just keep cracking.
One of my frustrations with the first one, Fraser, was repetitive missions. Side missions were a bit boring. How are these now?
I think it's more of the same. Like I say, it's the same as you know it, but it's just different. It's almost like a different.
Polished.
No, I wouldn't even say it's more polished because the other ones were good. It's just it's a different guy. It's not the same sort of area. It's not it's just it's the same but different. It's really odd.
It's like a slightly more serious Saints Row in what I got from it.
Yeah.
All that climbing and jumping around and darting through the air and
yeah. Well, the thing, and I'll tell you, that's a good segue into my next game because I've also been playing Assassin's Creed Syndicate. And I was kind enough. I was given a copy of that at Christmas, and from Fish, fellow podcaster, the Fish.
I hear Fish, by the way, and I think of there was an old Copt show, and they had one of the guys in there. His name is Fish.
Fish and chips.
Anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
Which cop show?
I'm trying to think of the name of it, and it's escaping me. So we don't need to
TJ Hooker.
dwell on it. No, not TJ Hooker. Although that was
BJ and the Bear.
BJ and the Bear. That was not a cop show. By the way.
Cagney and Lacey. I'll tell him.
Cagney and Lacey. Yeah.
Rockford
Who did you
Files.
prefer, Cagney or Lacey?
Oh, what?
I think it was a Cagney guy.
Who was the stubby one? The stubby older looking one.
This is why I like podcasting with you guys, because even though I'm 30, I still feel young.
I think you'd probably want to marry Cagney, wouldn't you? But
yeah,
who was the brunette? Was that Cagney?
Yes, I believe that was Cagney. Yeah.
You'd probably want to marry
husband.
Cagney, but you'd be even having an affair with Lacey.
Right.
Yeah, I would do.
Anyway.
They're partners. I mean, they come as a package.
Oh, don't. Now that's stepping up a right level, you dirty old son.
Dirty dog.
So Assassin's Creed Syndicate, I've heard everybody saying it's really good. And I think that it probably is really good if you're an Assassin's Creed fan. And this is the real problem I've got.
Why are you playing it then?
As he was given a copy by Fish. You know?
Yeah, but why are you playing it? You don't have to play it.
If you've been given a game, Mike, you at least have to install it
Store
and
it
try
back
it.
at Fish. Just
It's a law.
bung.
It's the law. You have to.
Yeah.
This is funny coming from Mike, because Mike, you used to be the biggest Assassin's Creed fan in the world.
Yeah. I still like Assassin's Creed,
It used to be.
but it's shit.
Yeah.
I just get so bored of it. But
Yeah,
I
I
haven't played the new one. So what's so good about the new one, Fraser?
I didn't
why is
play. What's so good about it? Right, you're asking the wrong guy here. I mean, it's just
What's the story like, Fraser?
The story is like it's set in old London.
You know,
right?
you love your stories.
Yeah, I know. I'm all over that because I certainly didn't forward past any of that. I don't know. Like, it's just the first mission I got was to run through these warehouses, jump, sabotage some machinery, kill a few people, and then go assassinate some guy who runs this big company. And you're not supposed to like him because he's a big bad worker and whatever. I mean, big bad manager or owner of the factory. But it just didn't seem to handle very well. I mean, I just felt it was a little bit, just jumping over things wasn't very easy, and the controls weren't very good. And then I go play something like Infamous, and he's jumping around no problems, and he's grabbing onto everything,
right.
and
That might be a bad game to play it with, to be fair. Because
And you play something like Batman Arkham Knight, where it's just he jumps around and runs and everything works. I just don't feel like
Batman?
it just didn't seem to work in. Just didn't seem to work in.
The
You
carriages.
need some sort of scientist.
You need a
Batman's a
Batmobile.
scientist.
You need a Batmobile.
Batman's a scientist. It's not Batman.
It's not Batman.
Anyway,
And realities are clashing.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't get it.
have you
Assassin's
played?
Creed
Did you
is
play Black Flag?
Black
Fraser?
Flag?
Black Flag
I
was
played
great.
A bit. I thought that was
Oh,
okay. Yeah.
yes.
See, I know
Because that's
Robin.
not really an Assassin's Creed game.
It's a
That's-
pirate
that's
game, which is
pirates.
what
It's a pirate game.
it was the game that we realized we wanted after we played Assassin's Creed 3 and realized that the best part of that game was being on the ship, and then it was like we need a
Yeah.
pirate game, and
Yeah, we need a pirate game.
so there you go, pirate game.
And then they went back. They made Black Flag, and then they went to Unity, and everybody was like, "Oh,
Give us more Black Flag.
oh,
Yeah.
oh." But yeah, I don't know. Maybe Fraser, people like Syndicate because Unity was so goddamn bad that this is all right. So everybody's like, "It's okay. Everybody buy it. It's
Everybody
fine.
calm down. It's
okay.
It's gonna be okay.
It's
gonna
okay. It's back."
Yeah, well, big bag of okay isn't cutting it.
No.
Maybe I'll try and go back to it and play some more. My son likes the games, but he's not clambering to get back on and play it. He's off still playing. You know, he jumps back onto my. Actually, he's playing a lot of Ark. He seems to like that.
How old is your
So-
son? 9? Did you say?
Nine.
And he's playing. He plays a lot of Minecraft, but he's playing Ark.
Yes, under
Okay.
supervision. Under supervision.
That's okay. My nephew played Gears of War at 8, so I can't judge for shit. So, but I'm always.
Wait, you were just a bad uncle at that time. Yeah.
That's okay.
Look, the thing is, right? If I stopped him, he would find another way. That
Right.
kid's always find a way, right? So, I ain't gonna be that guy. He's not a murderer. I've checked and I've asked him, and he hasn't killed anyone. He swears, so he's gonna be fine. But I'm always interested in sort of what. When you look at how children play video games and their behaviours are
Right.
so much more different to how we play games, and you know, Madeline, my niece, has played 2,000 hours of Gary's Mod and plays nothing else, and but Jimmy will play a few things, and yeah, I'm just always interested in sort of, like you say, your son, you know, he just constantly plays
Charlie-
Minecraft.
Charlie at the moment is 10 and is completely and utterly consumed by Rust. And is
Rust.
playing it to death with Gary DeFelice's son.
Do you think?
Oh,
do you
yeah.
think?
Gary
Ken-
DeFelice's son? It depends which son he gets. Gary DeFelice has one son who's okay, and he has another son, I think, who's a madman who will just axe you on sight. Well,
You've heard it
actually-
here, Gary.
actually-
One of your
yeah,
sons is
well,
okay. One of your
Oh, he
sons
knows.
going to
Gary
prison.
warned me.
No, Charlie
watch
came
out
down
for
in
that one.
tears. He came down in tears the other night, absolutely sobbing and sobbing to say that Gary's son, could I contact Gary? Because Gary's son kept on killing him and raiding him and kept on saying to Charlie, no, it's okay, I won't kill you. It's okay. Oh, and then he comes up and kills him.
Yeah.
having a great time.
He's gonna learn the
I
lessons.
see. My son is dying to play Rust, but I'm just a little bit hesitant. I mean, it's a little bit too
They're
brutal.
fine. They're fine.
Yeah,
They're
I know.
Fine.
I know.
They're going to be fine. I think 9 and 10 is the age where kids start wanting to play more adult games. I think that's my opinion. I feel like that Minecraft for Jimmy, who is 11 now. I thought he was 10. He's 11 now. He wouldn't even look at Minecraft now. Do you know what I mean? Like he's too old for it in his head.
Yeah,
Even though he
Charlie
shouldn't
has
be.
outgrown Stampy Long Nose and all those guys now. He's moved on to bigger and better things. Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. And I've also Fish was kind enough. Also,
Ish.
Le Fiche gave me a copy of the Talos Principle, which
heard of
was
that.
a number of guys was up in the top games of last year for a number of guys, and it's good. I mean, it's a first person puzzler
Right.
where you sort of enter these areas. Oh, my phone's ringing.
Hello?
Hey, we should take a call live.
Is that the
You,
developer?
Oh,
All right, I'm talking about it. Yeah, just give me money.
First-person puzzler. So you enter these areas and you have to you grab. There's things like jammers. So you'll have walls that you can't get past, but there's a jammer there, and you can use the jammer to open up the force field. But of course, you can't take the jammer through with you because as soon as you pick up the jammer, the force field shuts again. So you learn ways to manipulate. Use one jammer on here, then go through, grab another jammer to hold that door open. Go back, grab the other jammer. Then there's turrets, and you'll jam the turrets and this is just the opening few puzzles, and then it slowly starts to introduce new mechanics. So then you'll suddenly now have, of course, it's a first-person puzzler. Now it can introduce the mechanic of going upstairs and looking over things and grabbing the jammers and
going upstairs.
Yeah, well, you'd go upstairs. Now it's introducing verticality, Greg. There, if you'd like a grown-up word.
I would like the grown-up word, yes, because going upstairs to me doesn't really sound like a mechanic.
Here we go. We're going upstairs.
We're going upstairs, and then there's robots that patrol, and you will block the robots. And your goal is in every little area to get to a puzzle piece.
In my head, that you sort of describing Portal without the Portal bits. Would that be right, or would that be fair? Or
yeah, it's imagine the Portal crossed with something like it's made by the guys who did the Swapper, so it's got that sort of how do I get to that thing using the tools I have. And the area and the surrounding the surrounding areas, and I know later on it's going to introduce jump pads or levitation pads, and lasers and being able to focus. Okay, I can't focus it through there, but there's a gap in the wall or a little window, so now I can focus the jammer through there, and I can go grab a key. And
does it scratch that itch on what you get by playing games like Portal, where you go, I know I can figure this out? Or you walk into a place and you go, this is impossible, I can't do this. And then you slowly, by trial and error, sort of figure out. Does it do that? Or do you feel like it's a bit too easy or hard? Or...
I think there's so much of it that I haven't reached that point of frustration yet. I mean, it's very good at having been a game that you can drop into and play for. You know what? I'm just going to go in, I'm going to do a level. And there will be 4 or 5 puzzles per level. But then it's like, you know what, that's enough. I don't need any more. I'll come back tomorrow and I'll do another 5 and see how we get on. And so yeah, it's just plodding along with it. But yeah, it does. It's very well balanced. I'm not exactly sure why everyone was raving so much about it, but it's good. Don't get me wrong. Like did
it come out last year, 2015, or
just before?
Yeah,
so it's just at the tail end of 2014.
I've heard of it, but I didn't know people were raving about it. Were they raving about it then? Would they?
I think
it was
so.
discussed in good light.
Yeah, I don't think it got a wide release. It was mainly on PC to start with, so a lot of people that we would speak with didn't play it a lot. But I think it's out on PS4. I don't think it's out on the Xbox yet. And it's got a sort of its aesthetics are very nice. You have this sort of overbearing. You're some sort of robot, right? Okay, here we go. Let me tell you about the story. I don't know. You're some sort of robot, right? And then there's this guy who occasionally just sits there talking.
Continue on the path, my child. For one day, you will find the way of how we do things in this world. For now, don't think about it. Just go grab that puzzle piece, you fucking robot.
I'd play it if it was like that.
I know. I'm sold at this point.
Just get that puzzle piece, you fucking robot.
That's all right. It's good.
All right.
It's good.
You did break. I mean, I get it, Fraser. You don't like story and you're a horrible person, but you did break my heart when you said that you were skipping cutscenes in Tomb Raider. I was like, man, what the hell? You did that, right? You said that, right?
No, yeah, did I? I skipped a couple, maybe. Yeah, I.
That hurts.
Not all of them. I do
man.
like watching. You know what? We got old dirty old man Greg DeLacy up there. I love Tomb Raider, watching Lara Croft in these Tomb Raider games. She's cracking, eh? I mean, it's no better. So I'll watch the cutscenes or whatever. The problem I have with it, actually, is the kids will come down and they'll see me playing it, but there's some bad words in Tomb Raider. So what I tend to do is I turn the voices down on the settings, so there's no dialogue, and then just skip through cutscenes.
I'm going to tell you something you already know. I'm going to tell you something you already know, Fraser. All those bad words, your kids already know them.
Yeah,
I know that.
What about Sweets and Metal Gear? Is it Sweets? What do you call her? Sweets and Metal Gear?
quiet.
And she must have been on your screen an awful lot as well then, no?
Yeah.
Daddy, why are
She's-
you staring at her
yeah.
bottom?
There's a great scene where she's writhing around on the floor in the rain on one of the platforms.
And
I'll be right back.
I get called the dirty old man. Okay, I see how it is.
Kojima's the dirty old man. That guy
True.
is amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's obsessed with boobs.
That's one thing he's obsessed with.
Jesus, aren't we all?
Yeah.
Turns
Anyway.
out so am I.
All right. Anything else you want to discuss, Fraser? My attempts at getting gameplay video has completely failed, so we will just be stuck with looking at our sorry faces for the rest of the podcast. I apologize to those in the chat.
No, let's hand the baton over to Robin.
Yes, Robin, the baton has been thrown at your head.
So, to go back a stage,
No.
I went to get myself a glass of whiskey. And my wife was out today and she said, I'm getting you some new glasses today because we need new glasses.
Right.
And she's came home, I've just noticed, with
What
these
the fuck
things,
is that?
Those flamingos.
pink flamingos on glasses.
I would never
No.
look at a glass with a flamingo on it and go, I need those in my house.
More importantly, I
Yeah,
believe
yeah.
the whiskey maker that made your whiskey probably would slap you if you had poured
Yeah.
that in front of him.
Oh no, that's why I've got the fine cut crystal here. But this is the thing that I'm talking about, Mike, is Judith, they're great stuff. Lovely.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank
That-
you.
that was
Thanks
a-
for getting the glasses.
It was a
You've
pick
got
your
the glasses.
battles moment, Mike, right there.
Yeah.
Robin saw
Yeah.
the glasses and he said, "Those look lovely, honey."
I feel like I'm in a
Right.
Telltale game when Tara comes on with these curtains, right? And it goes, you can either go
Four options.
Right.
and go, I don't
Say
fucking
nothing.
care about the curtains you pick, just pick some fucking curtains, or you go left and go, they are lovely.
Right, but
Silence
it's actually
is also an option.
there's
So
actually
press Y
four
for
options.
silence.
Right. There's Y for silence. There's X to say that you can't stand them, you don't care. There's B to say that you agree and they look great, and then there's A, which is you're
Brutal
like,
honesty.
I really don't really have too much of an opinion on this. And
That's my sarcastic comment.
three out of
A.
those four answers will get you in a world of shit.
Yeah. No, A is my sarcastic comment.
Yeah.
A is like, what a fucking curtains, something like that. But yeah, you're right, Greg. They all three get me in trouble. In
Yes.
fact, all four of them get me in trouble. It's all just the same thing.
Right. Oh, they're great. They're fine. Really? You don't have an
Oh.
opinion on this? You're just going to
Oh,
agree with me
don't
no matter
care.
what? Yeah.
I'll take them back. No, it's okay. No, I'll take them back.
Oh,
no,
fuck
it's
it.
all right.
No, I'll take it back now because you don't like them and you hate me. What?
Anyway, I've been playing another Assassin's Creed game.
Jesus Christ.
With all of my fantastic pile of shame games that I have, all the latest stuff, I went back to Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I do not know why I didn't play it. I think it was because I played the one with Connor beforehand. Was that 3, wasn't it?
3.
And there was a
Oh,
bit of
3.
shipping.
Trying to
There was
remember.
a bit of shipping.
Didn't Black Flag come out on the 360 and PS3 first?
Yeah,
then
and then
it-
it was a launch title. Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
they so as I
have
recall,
played
the
Black Flag
360
twice.
version wasn't great.
Fraser, twice I have played Black Flag. That's how much I liked it.
It is.
I think I know. I think I would
awesome.
like Black Flag. It's just I need to sit down and play Black Flag. That's
Yes.
awesome. It still looks pretty darn good, but it's not how it looks. It's because it makes me feel like a pirate. It is absolutely wonderful. The feeling you get of in the waves and shooting your cannons and upgrading your ship. And all of that stuff and swinging over the ropes like Errol Flynn and then jumping onto a boat and swashbuckling. It's just brilliant. And it's so big.
Most of our
I-
audience
I-
does not know who Errol Flynn is. Just one.
Yeah, I know. Look it up. Errol Flynn.
I
Yeah.
don't know who that is.
Seriously, you must know in the movie industry, Mike. You must know that.
No,
Oh,
he was
dear.
black and white.
Errol Flynn,
Yes.
synonymous with pirate movies before my time as well, long before. But anyway, it captures the essence of being a pirate so well, and it's got a interesting enough sort of story that you can sort of follow. It's a bit silly, but
Well, that
but
is all Assassin's Creed games. Let's throw that out there right now.
But you just can't help but sail from one section to the next and go, oh, I think I'll go and hunt some shark.
Yeah.
Or there's a question mark. Let's, on the way to this place that I'm going to, make a few stop-offs on the way
It is
and
one
see
game,
what other things are.
It's one game I liked, not fast traveling.
Yeah, I haven't done it yet at all.
Oh.
We love your curtains.
Curtains look fabulous, honey.
For the listeners, I'll be professional. Tara has just walked in and appeared on the video screen, but they can't hear what they're saying, can you?
No.
No.
Yeah. Good.
Shall I try and lip read?
Yeah. There you go.
Curtains.
See, but you can't see it, but Greg's actually flexing. Look at that.
Curtains.
So
Curtains?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're saying curtains. I've been ranting about these curtains. You know when you bought all these curtains?
They're lovely,
and then
Mike.
you have
They're
to, you have to take them all
lovely.
back.
Lovely.
Yeah, they're lovely.
Hello, Mr.
All right, we've completely gone off the
Anyway,
track.
yeah. So,
Yes.
it's lots of fun. It's a massive game. I think there are 14 chapters, whatever they call them, chapters with like 5 or 6 little bits inside them. I'm about the 8th or 9th chapter at the moment, and there's a fair bit to go. It feels like it's wrapping up, but
Right.
I could see myself playing this for a long time. I'm starting to straight line it a bit more now, but it's just a wonderful game. I don't know. I think it was because I played Assassin's Creed 3 and got burnt with it, and I just never bothered my backside with this. I think it was a $5. I think I paid for it way back.
Well, it was given away as part of Games for Gold.
Yeah. Oh right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just to, if you got burnt with Assassin's Creed, I mean, I love 2 and I love Revelations, and then I sort of lost it at that point. After that, Black Flag is super duper.
Yeah. No, Robin, you and I are actually going to get pushed a little bit here because I'm looking at the time. We are going to have a super long show.
All right. Other stuff that we've been playing. Lego Dimensions arrived here from Santa Claus on the PS4.
Right.
It's a really good Lego game. Made me smile a lot when you're going into the yellow brick road. The Wizard of Oz. It was brilliant in playing Dorothy, and then the Wicked Witch is there, and that's cool. And then
Witch
you
old
move
witch?
off that world. Yeah, the Wicked Old Witch. We're not in Kansas anymore. And then you move from that world into the Simpsons world, and the graphics change, so it almost looks not like the Lego Christmas. It looks like a Simpsons cartoon. So
Okay.
it's very, very clever. To build the portal thing is not a small task for 8 or 10-year-olds. It is more complicated than a little basic little toy. The
Some
little toy things are great.
some assembly required.
Yeah, but it's a good Lego game.
All right.
It's a Lego game, but it has that extra thing where you're now looking at the portal sort of flashes when you have to move pieces around the different parts of it. So you're interacting not just with the controller, but with the portal, and it adds an extra little dimension to it. Dimensions.
A Lego dimension.
Yeah.
Say.
And the other thing that I've had so much fun with, and we'll touch on it a wee bit later on, and I know Greg was involved with this as well, was Loopy's and the Track Guys Forza Mini Championship.
Yes.
And the first round of it was on Wednesday night, and there were 3 races, and there was 23 people in a race.
It was crazy.
It was
23.
fantastic.
Yes.
23 people.
God damn.
We're supposed to have 24.
It-
The 24th person did not show.
See that I don't like driving games. I don't like Forza, but that I would enjoy that.
You would, Mike.
Yeah.
You would. I mean, I'm not a fantastic Forza racer at all, but I had a blast. And also, it's one of those things where there's so many cars on there. It's manic at times, especially
It
the
was on
starts.
a little tight track.
Oh
yeah,
my
a little
God.
tight
It was,
track.
It's on a track made for, I think, maybe 2 cars.
Yeah. So just brilliant fun. We'll touch on it a wee bit again. If you want to join in with this, there are sort of standby positions that if people can't make it, you may get an opportunity to come and join in with the racing. All skill levels, doesn't matter if you're a newbie to Forza 6 and you have it, and one of your got it for Christmas or whatever it may be.
Does it matter if you're black or white, Robin?
No,
No.
black people can't play it. No, they have to
Sorry,
go.
you
They
can't
have,
play it.
If you're black or
they have to go
white.
back
Can't
to
play it.
They have to go back
Black
to
people
Compton.
can't play it.
They have to go back to Compton and play SNES games. That's what they have to do at Christmas time. That's what it looked like. I seen the photographs. You were in Compton. That's what it was. So look, that was great fun. Forza 6 in a group of 23, 24 people is just madness and great
Yeah.
fun. So, and those are most of the things that I've been playing
All right.
this week.
Excellent. Well, we already covered Fallout 4. We just talked about Forza 6. About the only other thing I really touched on was Just Cause 3. Not enough to really have a huge opinion on it, other than early on in the game, a lot of loading screens. The console
I heard
version.
about those.
Yeah.
What about performance though, Greg? Does it perform okay? Or?
I haven't had an issue with it yet, but I mean, literally, I'm talking about 30 minutes with the game. So, but within 30 minutes of the game, I already ascertained there's a lot of loading screens. Every cutscene, conversation cuts into a loading screen, then loads up, then cuts and loads up to the main world, or cuts and loads to another loading screen, that in and of itself right there really kind of takes it a tick down for me. But the explosions look really pretty, and it is fun when you're doing the stuff just mayhem wise. But again, I haven't done enough to really have a true
Does the
opinion.
loading screen every time you die? Or?
Yes, every time you die, there's a loading screen. Anytime it goes from a different conversation or a different cutscene, there's a loading screen. And what's particularly painful is in the early stages where you have kind of a tutorial section, they're jumping you into numerous cutscenes to teach you things, and so it's, you're going to go over here and do this cutscene, loading screen,
Yeah.
cutscene,
That's crap.
yeah.
My son, who's a PC supremacist now, bounced in with me the other day to say, "Oh yeah," and they've came out and they've said that there's going to be a multiplayer, and they've left to the modders to make the multiplayer like they did with Just Cause 2. Isn't it going to be brilliant? And I'm going, what? Because I mean, that would have been a fantastic game for multiplayer madness. You know,
You'd think, but
Just Cause.
Just Cause 2 had multiplayer. That was great.
Yeah.
No, it didn't. It was
Yeah, they
modded in on PC.
Oh, but it was modded in, but it was fantastic, right? It was great.
Yeah, but for them to come out and say, yeah, that we'll support the modders to put in multiplayer, I mean, that's really weak, you know.
Yeah,
But
not thrilled about that, but yeah. All right, well, let us break from what we've been talking about.
Video games.
Let's talk about some news. We've got a couple topics I want to just touch on real fast. Last week, we found out Oculus Rift is getting a price tag of $599. It'll be shipping in March. Is anybody here excited for Oculus Rift? I
am excited for people to waste their money.
It's great. Fish, we were on we recorded an episode of Game Hunters last week, and Fish was talking about. I think he's all well up for it. You know, he's very sad he wasn't a backer, but he's all set to dive headfirst in, and it's a piece of technology that early adopters carry on, do your wonder. You know, I am not one of those guys, but you know,
that's about 400 quid. You know, sterling. You know, that's
and then you're still keep going because you've got to have a PC that's got to run it. They say that the cost of entrance with a PC is $1,500.
Right.
Yep.
And
so
I was going to say,
that's what.
Go ahead, Fraser.
I think it's going to be great. I think there are going to be applications for this stuff that's going to be absolutely fantastic and mind blowing. But I can wait for it to be tried and tested and just to let the market settle as well, because it's not just Oculus that's coming to the market. Everyone's ready. There's going to be these other two or three.
Well, let's say the HTC VR, or the Vive, sorry, the HTC Vive, and then you've got the Sony PlayStation VR. So we still have yet to hear price tags for those or release dates for those. So
yeah, I seen there was a site. I don't know, it was somewhere in Europe, somewhere on the Amazon site had put on the Sony VR, which is pirate speak actually, VR.
Right.
And it was on for about €1,000. It was 1,000 or 1,100 euros for the Sony version of it. So,
Well,
the price disappeared very quickly.
Well, the one thing about the Sony version, and this is just some speculation. I mean, if Sony puts forward, they have head-mounted displays already that they've been making that are just video displays. Those head-mounted video displays average anywhere from $600 to $1,000 off Amazon. You can go look them up right now. So, and they look just like the Sony PSVR. So that tells me I don't know that Sony's PSVR is going to be, $300 like so many people are hoping for. I think it's going to be north of that. But we'll get into that because that's going to be part of predictions.
Yep. Yep.
So yeah, Oculus Rift, it's out there now. Pre-orders have been going pretty crazy because they didn't require any cash up front for pre-orders. So everybody and their mother just said, "Oh, I'll pre-order. Why not?"
Yeah, right.
We'll see what sales numbers are like come March. Rise of the Tomb Raiders hitting PC in January 28th to be exact. So PC gamers can breathe out a little bit of a relief that they're not having to wait too long for this game like they feared they were going to. Any thoughts on that?
The same developer that done Batman?
Not to my knowledge.
Bastard, Robin. No thoughts really. I just think.
I thought it was nice. I think it was good that it came out quick.
I don't really care. I just want people to play it. I'm sick of
Agreed.
This being out on that and not this. Whatever. Play it.
Right there with you.
Yep.
And last but not least, Sony reporting back that after the December holiday timeframe, they are now at 35.9 million PS4s sold. That's a lot.
I would have said 36
consoles.
million. I wouldn't have said 35.9.
They were very specific.
Yeah. That's a good number, man.
And one. It is. Wow.
It
Do we
is.
know
a lot
what
of plastic.
the bounty's on? Not that it matters, but do we know?
I believe it's like 18 point something or other.
Oh,
At
wow.
least that was the
So
last
is that-
guess.
is that it? Yeah.
We don't know. We
Yeah.
don't really know. That's the funny part about it. Microsoft has kind of gotten away from,
Yeah, they have, haven't they?
and I think mostly it's because they're just trying to get out of this fanboy war.
Yeah, but people
Numbers
love it.
war.
Don't they?
We do.
I love it. I love
We
it.
do.
Ah,
I love it.
Everybody's-
I love the good numbers.
Yeah.
But
good for them. Well, it's good for Sony for bouncing back.
Oh hell
like
yeah!
Alan Partridge, because the PS2 was the cheapest DVD player, and when you saw the PS3 debacle, get two jobs and stuff. Them coming back from that was just like, this ain't gonna happen. And the PS4, they've done everything right. I think it's very good for the industry.
No, yeah, they did everything right at the first year and a half. I think
First 2 years, and I think
the Xbox has actually leaped ahead now as a
Well, I think
value
I was just going to say
proposition.
my other point was that the debacle of the Xbox One was embarrassing. Because I more favour the Xbox
Agree.
than the PlayStation, but it was embarrassing and it was dreadful. But to be fair to Microsoft, they have done a very, very good job, which they did with the 360 because that was a turd as well, and they turned it around. I just feel like it's all good. Like it's all great.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Brilliant for everyone.
Yes, indeed. All right, that's it for news. We're on to predictions. So, gentlemen, I'm going to run through your predictions from last year. I also have Richard Webster's predictions, so I will be giving his predictions this show as opposed to
Did I
mine.
have a prediction last year, Greg?
Mike, I think you did. I think we got a prediction from you. Maybe we didn't. No, we didn't,
right.
Mike. We did not. I apologize. We did not.
But it is funny though, because I was going to play this on. I have one of my predictions last year.
Right.
I know what it was, and it came true.
What was your prediction last year? We would just go with that right now. We can fact check
my prediction was that Fallout 4 will be announced and released this year. That was my prediction.
It's a solid prediction, Mike.
Bam.
Very
my other
good.
two wasn't accurate, but I'm not going to talk about that now. Thank you.
Don't need to talk about that. All right. Well, I'm just going to go down my list here of what I have in front of me. So, Fraser, last year you predicted Xbox will announce a smaller form factor, Xbox One. They won't incorporate the power transformer into the unit, so it will still be crappy. And I will buy it. Now,
I did buy it.
You did buy it,
You did buy
but
it.
there was
But
no
not a
You
small
get
form
half a
factor.
point for that, Fraser.
Yeah, half a point for that, I suppose. You predicted that No Man's Sky will not live up to any of the hype whatsoever. Thousands of gamers will once again be guilty of buying into the hype.
That was one of my predictions. That was the other one.
That's
No Man's
actually
Sky.
my prediction for this year too.
Yeah.
You said anyone who pre-orders it should be shot for believing in the purple dinosaur nonsense.
It's true.
Everyone jizzing over
gotta be
millions of
terrible.
procedurally generated worlds, yet this is hardly practical. It is because you would never encounter anyone else. Yeah, but it's about exploring and discovering. Wow, that sounds like fun. Kill me. It's a quality prediction.
Harsh.
Fraser, I'm with you. I think it's going to get old fast.
Now,
Yes.
this one,
I thought it would have been the perfect game for you, Fraser, because there is no story in it.
this prediction, I believe you should get a full mark for, Fraser. Even though I think technically it's half wrong. Minecraft is coming to the Wii U and 3DS, as well as season passes for the games across all consoles and more games using the Minecraft IP. It's 50-50 whether my children will allow me to escape the impending wallet apocalypse this will bring. So, season passes, they did kind of come out with different modes, story mode, that kind of thing. It did come to the Wii U.
Yes.
So I don't think it came
Story
to the
mode's a new
3DS.
game?
Yeah, story mode was a new game type, and they did take the IP to Telltale. So I kind of want to give you like a full point on this one.
I think you
Yeah,
got it.
but you know what?
got it.
I still don't think the Minecraft jug. Still don't see where the money is coming from to justify what they paid for.
Merchandising.
Merchandising.
You should see how many friggin' Minecraft toys there are in this house. There's 4 boys with 4 sets of little miniature dogs and horses and soft toys and posters. It's
That's true.
merchandising.
That's true.
Yeah.
My children have spent, or my
T-shirts.
children have spent. I've
Minecraft
spent
pillows,
way more
Minecraft
on,
pajamas. Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough.
All right. So well done on that last
Well
prediction.
done.
Very well done. All right. So Richard Webster, we'll get his out real quickly. Richard Webster said for PC, Fallout 4 announcement. Well done. Xbox, new Rare game announced and release. Not in a new IP, but like Banjo or Conquer game. So I'm going to say half point here because they did announce
close.
Sea of
So
Thieves.
hard.
They did announce new Sea of Thieves. Was not, but then they also announced Rare Replay, which was not new IP, and it was a collection of the old games. So I kind of want to, I mean, between
I
the
think he
two,
deserves a half a point for that. That's pretty close.
yeah, that was pretty darn good. And definitely he gets full mark there for his Fallout 4. He said Sony, new handheld device to be announced, possibly a Vita 2. Sorry, not happening. And he said
Ever.
Nintendo to announce new console to be released in 2016. Hardware almost matching the Xbox One and PS4. New main series Mario and Metroid titles for launch. So
That's pretty good too.
the NX was announced, although not openly talked about. So we don't know if it's coming out in 2016.
We'll see.
That's
That's a
kind of the
pretty-
hard part. So
I give him a half for that.
it's at least a half point. So well done, Mr. Webster. Well done. If you were listening to this, you did well. All right, let me find Robin Tate on here. Robin Tate, here were your predictions, which were fairly all over the place. Here we go. Nintendo, Reggie will announce that he is stepping down, leaving his role as American CEO. There will be they will be on the show floor and make a stage presentation at E3. The Wii U with 250 gigabyte, 500 gigabyte hard drives into a selection of funky colors will be made available. Splatoon, although fun, will be a commercial flop. I don't think you could have been more wrong on all of those.
Oh, I think Splatoon was a commercial flop.
No, the Splatoon
I
actually
don't
did
think
quite
so.
well.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, but the install base isn't large enough for it to make it as big an impact.
It's
as some
so,
of
no,
the
it's
games. But
sold
on the-
pretty
Yeah.
well though. I
Yeah,
think
it's
in the
sold-
Wii U,
it's sold
I'm
well.
completely wrong. Completely wrong. It got into the charts. It did. It was number one a week. One week,
it
wasn't
sold
it?
pretty well relative to how many Wii U's are out there. It sold
Yeah.
pretty damn well.
It's
And it was,
regularly in the Japan charts too. Saparatun is always in there.
I think I think it was received well. I think people like it, and the DLC for it has been consistently very good. Sorry, Bongo, but I think you were wrong on all.
I was
accounts.
wrong.
Yeah.
Wrong and dishonorable.
Well, let's see how you did with
Yeah.
Sony, Robin. Let's see how you did with
Okay.
Sony. You said, we won't hear a peep this year of any substance about Morpheus or Vita. In a continuation of the pissing contest, a demo in full 4K will be shown running on a PS4 this year. Last Guardian in question marks. And you said the Order 1886 won't live up to hype and hope. It will just be okay.
That's okay.
That's
all right.
That's getting you probably at least a half point right now.
I think that's fair.
You also went on to say Uncharted 4 will introduce a co-op mode, not for the main game, but custom levels where the second player is Drake's brother. And you said before the end of the year, the PS4 will have a price drop to around 330. So I think that was 330 British pounds.
It could be whatever you want.
Well, if it's
Whatever it
$330, I mean, I guess technically it's close. I mean, they dropped it to 349. So maybe
good.
half point there, a full point for the Order.
I'm happy with that.
1886.
I'm happy with that. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Stripy bottoms.
For Microsoft, you said the gap to Sony will continue to close through the year. Throughout the year.
No.
That is incorrect. Gears of War 4 will be shown in all its glory at E3. So here's a question. Was it shown in all its glory, or did we get kind of a little bit of a snippet?
It was
shown.
It was shown in all its glory.
Not
Is probably
Even
the
though
ca-
half
Not
of
too
it was
much
too
glory.
dark and the characters were
Yeah.
boring and the gameplay was
Yeah.
boring, it was shown.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think you should have that.
All right, we will give you that. The outside judge from the where are you from again, Mike?
Impartial.
Impartial. What city?
Wolverhampton.
Well, yeah,
Famous for Beverly Knight and a tramp that used to live on the Ring Road.
the Wolverhampton tramp judge just gave you a full point.
I'm not the tramp.
You are a little bit.
And
of
there
a
used to
tramp.
be a 40 sheet in the corner of Wolverhampton with Mike's face on it. Yeah.
It's still there. Quantum Break will receive praise for the concept, but will be over-ambitious in execution. In other words, 68 on Metacritic. It didn't actually release, so you
Yep.
missed
Like
the boat
No
on
Man's
that.
Sky, it didn't come out.
Yeah, and you said
Yeah.
Rare will show a new original game at E3, possibly quite odd. But
Yeah.
full point for that. Full point for that. And you had a bunch of others. I'm only going to cover your PC. The multi-platform stuff, I'll run through fast, but we won't grade that. You said on PC, Valve will unveil a consumer-ready version of their Steam OS along with a slew of Steam machines ready for purchase this year. Yeah. To give this some real punching power, they'll announce that at least 2 of these games, Half-Life 3, Portal 3, and or Left 4 Dead 3, will be available exclusively on Steam OS at launch. And the biggest shock for the general public will be that they have learnt the word 3. No. And you said No Man's Sky sadly won't live up to the hype. And that was on the PC side, because also we know PC was getting No Man's Sky. So I think the realities are on PC you kind of missed the mark.
I did.
All right. Multi-platform real fast. This is actually, I might give you a point for this. Battlefield Hardline will flop. Fairly or not, it will feel like nothing
Oh
more
my
than
God.
DLC for Battlefield 4. I'm going to give you a point for that because that is spot on.
Hardline was the biggest bunch of shit.
You had a
In
division.
handcuffs.
The Tom Clancy The Division will have graphics and gameplay severely nerfed on release. It didn't come out, so we can't count that. Mad Max will be a flop.
You know
just
what's
another.
terrible? I'm just going to interrupt. You know I bought Battlefield Hardline, right?
Oh,
you know where I got the value from that game? It gave me
Handcuffs.
something to talk about on a podcast because it was so shit.
Yeah.
Mad Max will be a flop, just like another movie tie-in game cashing in.
You can't have that.
Yeah, I don't
No.
think that's accurate.
Can't have it. People say it's okay.
And Star Wars Battlefront will be one of the highest-selling games of all time.
I haven't heard of.
Don't know yet.
No, well, we know it's done okay, but highest all-selling, all time.
Don't know yet.
No.
I think the jury would say no.
Actually,
Flops
somebody pulled
outsold
up
it.
a list, an all-time list of the best-selling video games of all time, and the top 10, I think, were from Nintendo.
Like a good list.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, so that was your 2015 gaming predictions. So well done for the ones we got right, for the ones we got wrong. Yeah. I will go through mine next week with
Okay.
the other team. So that being said, let's talk about 2016. I asked everybody to at least give. Who are we waving? Oh, we're waving to Tara. Hi, Tara.
Tara's going to bed. She's going to bed. She's reading Game of Thrones.
Perfect bedtime
She's on
material.
the third
Oh.
book.
Peter Dinklage, Peter Dinklage, Peter
Peter
Dinklage.
Dinklage is in this chapter.
So we are each giving a Nintendo, at least a Microsoft, and a Sony, and a PC prediction. That's
Yep.
the plan. You can have multiple if you want, but let's go ahead and I think we should rattle through these because, again, we're real long in the tooth
Yeah.
on the podcast. So,
Yep.
Mike, I'm going to
Why
let
is
you
that?
start.
That's not my fault, is it?
No, not at all. I'm going to
You
allow
keep
you
spraying.
to start with your predictions.
Okay. I have them on my screen. My Xbox prediction. Are we breaking it down like that? Yeah.
Yep, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
My Xbox prediction. I think Gears of War 4 will be badly received. I don't think it will be a great game.
And then, is that Metacritic-wise?
I think we
Or-
could go on Metacritic.
Okay.
What would be a fair under what? What would you say?
Under 70 would be really rough.
Can
mean,
we
if it's-
under 75? Could we go under
Sure,
75?
sure.
Because this is meant to be a AAA title from Microsoft, isn't it? This is meant to be like top tier. This is the
All right.
bollocks,
Okay.
and I feel
That
like
would be
Gears-
bad. That would be bad.
Yeah, that would be bad.
Okay.
I have got a side one. Halo Wars 2 will be the greatest game ever.
And I think that was going to be on mine
Can
too.
I change that to Halo Wars 2 will be delayed
Okay, sure. Will be delayed.
to 2017?
Okay. All right.
I don't know why. It's just a bit of fun. Fraser, it's just a bit of fun. It's just a bit of fun. Yeah,
Just
it's
a bit of fun.
If I get it wrong, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? I don't tell you
don't
anything.
mean no harm.
It don't mean no harm. PlayStation time now.
Right.
I think a sequel to The Order will be announced. Just a bit of fun, Fraser. Just a bit of fun.
An extra 5 minutes longer.
Yeah. We promise that we won't fuck it up. Because
is Mark Hannock still watching? He's probably
No.
crying as he's
Yeah.
listening to this.
He's way to bed with his
Yeah.
blow up doll.
All right. Sequel to The Order announced.
Yeah, I think let's do that.
Okay.
Nintendo. I think their new console will be released this year.
Okay. NX comes out this year.
Yep. And I think that this is. I think that I don't know what they're doing. They're doing
I don't
that.
either.
They're doing this head bobble thing, listeners. The new Zelda game will be released on the Wii U and the new console. Sort of
A la...
Oh, so you're
Wolf-
Twilight
one.
Princess.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, not a la Twilight Princess.
Allah Akbar.
Okay, someone had to say it. Someone had to say it.
No.
And also on the Nintendo one, I think a new Mario as well.
Oh,
Wow.
really?
Going out on a limb there.
Jeez,
That's a
wow.
good.
So wait,
Alright.
so
Smart
let's
sauces.
recap your Nintendo one real quickly because
You're
I
so
was
wise,
distracted.
veteran gamer.
I think
Zelda?
there will be some games released next
There
year.
will be a video game out there
Zelda
console.
doesn't stay on the Wii U; it goes to the NX.
I think it will be released on both consoles. Like the Twilight Princess was released on the
Okay.
GameCube, and then when the Wii came out, it was released on the Wii and mirrored. So he was right-handed.
Mirrored. That was a very clever thing, wasn't it? It's cool.
Yeah, and so I think the new Nintendo console will be out this year.
Right.
However, I think that the Zelda game will be out on the Wii U and the new console. And I think, let me elaborate on my comment that got laughed at. All right.
Well, a new Mario game is like saying it's
The new
going to rain.
Mario game will be a Mario game that is like a
Platformer?
a full 3D fleshed out, not a 3D world, not a 2D one, not a little side-scrolly shit one. I'm talking like a
Mario
Mario
GTA.
Galaxy or something good. Not Mario GTA. Everybody's having a laugh. Oh, it's all funny, is it?
3D platformer.
Like a 3D platformer, like a full-on like sequel to Galaxy or something like that.
Do you want to just say a sequel to Galaxy?
Yeah, but it might not be called Galaxy. It'll be
They
called
had a sequel to
something.
Galaxy. It's called Super Mario 3D World.
That fuck that game.
Mario
No way.
Universe.
About
There you go.
that.
Mario
Alright.
Universe.
How about
I
we
haven't
just
played
go with
it. I'm
new
just saying
Mario
things, Fraser. I don't know what I'm
3D
saying.
game?
Yeah, there'll be a good 3D Mario game, not a 2D scrolly one.
Okay.
There you go.
Fair enough.
Jesus Christ!
Why do we have him on, Greg?
Did you have anything else for PC? I don't even know what he said. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to cheat a little bit with a PC. Can I just have it's sort of my random prediction.
Okay, random prediction.
I think there will be a Rockstar game announced and a sequel to a previous IP this year. Really,
Ping pong.
I'm not gonna pick. I want a Red Dead. I want a new Red Dead,
Right.
but I'm gonna commit to which one it is. I just think there'll be a new sequel to a Rockstar.
New Rockstar game, and it's a sequel to old IP.
Yes.
All right. Done. Locked in, Mike.
Cool.
Thank you. Fraser, what do you got for us?
I'm a little bit lame, actually, because before I came on the podcast, I didn't even do my predictions. I didn't think about them. I forgot
Fraser,
to do them.
we heard your previous year's predictions. Just
So, yeah, I'm not missing out on it. My E3 predictions are usually very good, but my yearly predictions are awful.
right.
I think the Xbox is going to carry on strength to strength. I think, it's still going to go. It's got a problem with gaining ground on the PlayStation.
Okay.
It's doing well. It's going to continue doing well. Is it going to gain ground on the PlayStation? I doubt it. The install base and the fan base for the PlayStation is too big. But it's certainly not going to be dying a death. It's going to do very well.
Okay. All right. So
and there's some good games coming up for it.
right.
I think Gears will be a damp squib, but I think what will shine will be indie titles like Inside and Cuphead. That will define this console.
Indies so this year indies are going to define Xbox One more than AAA.
I think so. I think indies is where it's at. If you have some good, like Ori and the Blind Forest and things like that, if you have stellar indie hits like that, you are really, like
Okay.
Rocket League. Xbox missed a trick. If Xbox had Rocket League, I mean, it's
Yeah.
PlayStation did so well to get that there, and how they released it for free is unbelievable.
Well, yeah, I think that is actually the real success behind Rocket League. If we're really looking at Rocket League's success,
I disagree.
The fact
I
that it
disagree.
got released as a
Disagree.
free game to
No.
everybody on PS4,
No.
shut your hole, Mike. It helped it gain tremendous fan base as opposed to if it had come out as $20. The uptick would have been far slower and probably far less.
I think Rocket League would be as successful as it is now, but it would have took longer to get here.
It's
All right.
taken longer to get there.
All right. Fraser, continue on, please. Continue on.
There's the grammar police on.
Yes, grammar cops are in the house. Sony or Nintendo? What do you want to tackle next?
PlayStation 4, which I guess would be all-encompassing for Sony. I mean, they're handhelds. That's dead.
Exactly.
Here, I've got one. I'm going out on a limb here, but I'm going to
All right.
say for the PlayStation that No Man's Sky is not going to live up to the hype. Cole, I know it's risky,
Amen.
but I think
All right.
I've got... My grammar corrected buddy over there, Mike Chin's standing right by me on that one. It's just I can't see it. I just can't see it.
All right.
Still,
It
it's
is
just
going to
something
be boring.
It's boring and toilet. So there you go.
Oh, the plants
It's just
are
a-
red on this planet. Brilliant.
It's just a shame. I watched them do.
Everybody hates us now.
I don't care. Everybody hates me normally anyway. I saw them do the demo on what's the American talk show host? I can't remember. What the red
Conan.
guy.
Conan O'Brien.
Conan. The devs were there and they did the demonstration to Conan, and the American audience was just lapping it up when there was a planet discovered and it was called Conan Land or whatever. I mean,
Right.
but looking beyond that, I still saw nothing that made me go, "That's."
Right.
I don't
Now,
know. I just don't get it.
But you can take
see it.
off and go into space and
Right.
then go back into the planet again.
and Fraser, in fairness to
cool.
the American audience that was at the Conan show, they also have these big electric signs up to the left and to the right of the stage that say "laugh."
Right.
Right.
Yeah. I know. But what
applause.
I'm saying is, even looking beyond that and looking
Yeah.
at the game, still didn't see anything. So
I
there
hear
you go. It's not a great
like-
prediction, but whatever. But it's a prediction.
It's bold considering everybody else is, they're pretty hyped on it.
I-
So, all right.
I fully support you in this comment.
There you go. 50%.
As do I.
Well, there you go. 75% of this podcast don't support your.
So do I.
There you go.
I also
Sweet.
agree that
Sweet.
the Conan show is a bit like North Korea. Okay.
All right. So, what about PC, Fraser?
PC. Oh, you know what? I don't have a PC. I don't have a PC prediction. I think. I don't really have it. I think this. The PC's time to shine was not this year. It was the last couple of years while the consoles were sorting themselves out and where they were going to be. It's console time again, folks. It's not PC time again. The PCs will. The consoles are now going to be better optimized. The developers know what they're doing. They're going to start pulling stuff out of these machines that are just going to knock our socks off.
Okay.
So, the PC, but the PC master race and anyone who's running gaming PCs will still benefit from better pricing. More games, way more games, and it'll still be there bubbling around. It's not going anywhere. I think the big thing that they're going to have on Steam this year is going to be security. They had a lot of problems last year.
Right.
They need to lock that stuff down. I'm now on my Steam account doing two-step authentication. Right, if I want to log into my account on Steam, I have to get a code off my phone. My Steam account, you can go and. It's not surprising. I mean, you can go onto a website and check the value of your Steam account, and in no way is it an accurate reflection of how much I've spent on my Steam account. But if it takes list prices of all your games, my account comes out to something like $4,000 worth of games.
That's crazy.
On that account, and that is an
Right.
account, right? Which is vulnerable to someone.
Pay 80 quid for it.
Total. Through Humble Bundles, I probably spent about $4. But security is the big thing, and I think that's one of the things we're going to see a lot more of, online security and stuff like that, and probably carry out to the consoles as well. So sorry, I don't really have any gaming.
That's okay. That's all
nothing
right.
really gaming.
What
on
about Nintendo?
the Wii U? The handheld side of Nintendo, I worry about. I can just see it just tapering off. I don't know what they're going to do. Nintendo's going to have a nice lift this year as they go into the mobile market. That's going to be exciting to see what they do, and what kind of things they come out with and what kind of IP carries over onto the mobile platform. That's going to be really exciting. For the Wii U, though, Zelda is coming for the Wii U. That will arrive. It will arrive. But it will be the swan song of that console, unfortunately.
Do you not think it'll come out on the other thing?
It absolutely will come out on the NX. But it will be like the final burst. That's pretty much what you said, Mike, I think, isn't it?
Right.
That's what I did have written down here. Zelda Wii U is the swan song.
That Zelda game looks good as well.
It will be good. There isn't a Zelda game that's bad.
Well,
No.
Come on then.
I think it's going to be pants.
I don't know. I didn't
Like
like
a
Twilight
horse on
Princess.
grass?
I didn't like Twilight Princess. I thought Twilight Princess was average.
Ooh, fighting words.
Thought it was average. You know,
Yeah.
and you talk. I know you got your Zelda, Fraser, and you're talking to someone that's played quite a few Zeldas. I thought Twilight Princess was average, and Skyward
I thought-
Sword. I think that one's. I tried to play that.
Yeah, I think they're great games. Twilight, I found Twilight Princess. I thought that was better than Skyward Sword. In fact, but then I think Twilight Princess was miles better. I didn't really like Wind Waker that much. So, and that is a controversial one. A lot of people.
Yeah,
love that
that
game,
is.
so-
I adore Wind Waker. So
Yeah, right. So there you go.
But the great thing about Zelda games, like there's something for everyone. There's always one that you love. You know, Ocarina of
Yeah.
Time is the one that I love, but my brother loves, Link to a Past. There's always one that sticks out for some people.
Yeah.
And I like all of them. So
All right.
yes.
So we're good, Fraser? We're going to move on to Robin? Yeah?
Let's just say how great Nintendo is. All right, Greg, because you need to hear this, and I'm going to crack at some point and just send you a Wii U.
I have my
You need some.
no friendo
you have-
shirt.
You need some
goodness.
Nintendo in your life.
There you go.
Everybody
it just
needs some
shows you.
Nintendo in their life.
It just shows you. I forgot about my No Friendo device that I have. That I got Yoshi's Woolly World at Christmas time and been playing it, but I forgot about it. That's how wonderful it is. That's what No Friendo does.
I don't
You play
hate
them for-
Nintendo.
You play them for an hour and then you're
Openly.
bored.
I'm just messing
Well, I'm
with
going
you.
to start. I'm going to
Yes,
start there.
Robin, let's start there. Nintendo.
No Friendo is the NX is not coming in 2016. It will be delayed until 2017.
Okay.
That's my shout for No Friendos.
All right.
Xbox.
Yeah.
There will be a slim or a slimmer device, and it will not have a disk drive, and they're going to announce it at E3 or one of the shows.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah.
No disk drive.
Oh.
Yeah,
No
nice one.
disk drive.
All right.
Oh.
No need for a disk drive these days.
All right.
So they'll be able to knock another 50, 60 quid off the price.
This is why I'm so used to doing a show with sound effects because I expect a big explosion when he said that. He just dropped it.
Actually, I would imagine, Greg, you'd be one to argue that point because that's a bricks and mortar argument, isn't it? Why the hard drive has to stay, the disk drive has to stay.
Yeah, it is an interesting.
But as long as they've always got a console that has the disc drive, they could always argue to the brick and mortar stores. Well, they have the option.
Yeah,
options
and
there.
if you go into a brick and mortar store now, there's nearly as much space. There's a good third of the shop with discs on it as to game cards with
codes.
you can buy
codes.
the codes.
Codes solve everything, Fraser.
Yeah, shots fired. Shots
All right.
fired.
I
That's
hate-
what
I
we're
hate
looking
going
for.
into
Thanks,
games.
handsome devil. That's what it was. Okay, Sony.
Yes.
PS Now will come as part of PSN by the end of the year, so it'll just be part of the package.
No,
So-
I don't think that's going to. No way.
With PS Plus. Is that what we're saying? PS Plus?
PS Plus.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Bold.
Yeah,
I like it.
I don't think so.
And finally, a PC.
Yes,
The
PC.
Oculus Rift will sell really, really, really well at the beginning because everybody who wants one will buy one. But by this time next year, it's going to be finished as a, in inverted commas, gaming device.
So that's a tough one for 2016 because you're taking us back into 2017. So what you're saying is Oculus is going to sell well out of the gate, and then
Yeah.
it will slowly trickle. It'll have decline each and every month.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
Alright.
because there'll be the big rush for the early adopters, and then there'll be a few sales of it, but it'll tail off. Now it's still going to be around. VR is around for a long, long time, but it's not going to be a main thing for gaming. It'll be for Facebook visiting Italy and the Leaning Tower of Pisa and the place where Mike flooded when he went there, and
Okay.
Venice, places like that. So, and the Grand Canyon and stuff like that there, and going to the space station. But no, it ain't going to be a gaming device hit. And that's
Okay.
mine.
All right.
Those are me.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Could I just throw in an extra prediction?
You may.
Mind? Just
I don't
Robin,
mind.
you
No.
really just tickled something in my brain there. It's just I am very intrigued with the success of the Elite controller. I still see people just clambering to find it online. I find it amazing. that people
Nice. Bongo's holding his up now.
Yeah,
and
I
his
know,
controller.
I think
Fabulous.
I think it'll be an interesting year. I wouldn't be surprised if you see Sony doing something similar.
So you're going to say Sony's going to release a Elite DS4.
I think it's an untapped. I think I think if they're more clever, there's certainly a better market out there for peripherals and add-ons than there's been in the
clever.
past.
Okay.
More clever.
All right.
Did I say more cleverer?
More cleverer.
No,
Grammar,
wait,
please.
did I say more cleverer?
I gotta say, it's one of the most expensive peripherals I've ever bought, but it has really enhanced gameplay. It's a fabulous piece of engineering. Really, really good.
All right.
So, yeah.
Greg,
All
can I
right.
throw it another one?
I am going to now go Richard Webster.
Can
Richard-
I throw in one?
Yes, you may.
Shadow of Mordor 2. That's it.
Shadow
drop.
Mordor 2.
There's one from the chat as well, just to let you know, Greg. So there's a PC prediction there that vendors will start trying to push machines as Oculus ready to ride the VR buzz, and that's
already
from
happening.
One Handsome Devil.
It's already happening. Handsome Devil, you're right, spot on, but it is actually already happening. All right, prediction from Mr. Webster. So Nintendo,
My God, that was
he's-
quick.
he said the
Wolverhampton.
NX will be announced at E3, handheld included as part of the hardware, holiday 2016 release. So I think what he's saying is,
Sorry, was
they'll
that one of my predictions last year about that they were going to have a multi-platform thing? Was that not on my thing for Nintendo last year?
I think we gave you a half
They wanna
point for
have-
that. We're not going over that anymore.
All right, okay. All right,
Yeah. So quit trying to get more points, Robin. He says that Microsoft Fallout 4 mod support detailed at E3, so it's not going to come out for Fallout 4 until E3 this year. Interesting.
Ah.
All right. And then he said, so did Bethesda, by the way. Sony said new Gran Turismo game announced at E3 includes VR support. Didn't this already happen? I don't know about the VR support, but I know they announced the Gran Turismo World or whatever it was. So I want to say that's kind of already happened. He said PC, a new Civ 5 game trailer. Or sorry, he meant Civ 6. So Civilization 6 will get a announced trailer. So there you go from Mr. Webster.
Wasn't there like a Civ 6? Wasn't like a Beyond Civilization? Wasn't that Civ?
Yeah, but that wasn't Civ 6. That was its kind of own Space Jam,
Okay.
I think. I don't know. It's PC.
I don't
Fraser?
think. I don't think it's likely. Those games seem like they're very hard to make and take a long time. I don't think that's it.
Yeah. All right. Well, you guys are locked and loaded. I've written your predictions in as I decided to write them. And like I said, I will do my predictions next week when I review mine. So we are done with predictions. Right now, we're kicking off something new and exciting. Remember Podcast Trivia? Remember that? Podcast Trivia. We did our trivia segments, and it was usually news trivia, but I think we find that the trivia or the news segment's a little bit handled better when we're just conversing about the news. So, Jason Johnson.
Sacrilege. We love the news quiz.
But we're still going to have a quiz, Fraser Moores. We're going to have a quiz because Jason Johnson
you called
has...
me my full name there. Did you see that?
Yes, I
It
did.
was like, be quiet, son.
Shh, settle down, child. Settle down. So moving forward, I'm stealing this completely from the IGN Podcast Unlocked trivia. So, and there's going to be a prize at the end of the year, by the way.
What's the
haven't
prize?
I haven't quite figured it out yet. It will be worthwhile to one of you. So
Flights to LA! Yay!
no. So basically, each week we're going to have 1 to 2 questions. Within there, you all are going to get a chance to answer it. But I'm going to make you like put your hands on your head so you're not typing on your keyboard, Googling it up. It'll be multiple choice. Each of you, I want you to write down on a piece of paper what your answer is and hold it up, and then I will read off the correct answer. All right?
this is
We follow
exciting.
this?
Are we
It's
doing
only
this
a
now?
piece of paper.
Yes.
The right?
Yes,
Shit.
to right,
No,
Mike.
Hang on one sec. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I'm totally prepped. I got everything here. This
See?
is perfect, man.
Fraser, you might even get a half point for being prepared. Bongo, do you have paper ready?
That's what you get
Sort
for a
of.
scout leader.
Sort of. Do you have a pen?
I'm ready.
All right.
I'm ready.
You're going to write in blood?
Nope.
All right. We're waiting for Mike Chin to find paper in his house. I thought it would be on a box.
They even have clipboards.
You are prepared.
Banner thing.
That's true. Yeah. Your little notepad on your phone could have worked just fine. All right. Mike is back.
What is this? Why are we doing this again?
So here's the deal. I'm going to read you the question. I'm going to read you all of the potential answers. I'm then going to make you write down your answer. All three of you have a chance to get a point here.
Okay.
And then we're just going to have a running total of points throughout the course of the year.
So tense.
I know. All right, so here's the first question. Multiple choice again. What company published Phantasy Star Online 2? Was it A, Sony, B, Square Enix, C, Namco Bandai, or D, Sega? Write down A, B, C, or D on your piece of paper, please.
Do you need to see it now?
Can you
Yes.
run through them again, please, Greg?
It is A, Sony, B, Square Enix, C, Namco Bandai, or D, Sega. All right. Mike, will you reveal your answer, what you think is correct?
I put number 1, C.
C. Gotcha. All right. Mike is locked in at C. Robin, what did you put down for your proper answer? C as well.
Oh, look at that.
Fraser Moores, what is your dick?
That had to be one.
B.
B.
B. I'm sorry to say none of you got it right.
I honestly
Sega.
thought about drawing a penis, Fraser. I'm really
Yes.
jealous that you did that.
Sega.
Hey, it's in our blood.
Sega got Sega was the correct answer. They published Final Fantasy. So, first question, nobody got a point. We have a second question. Are you ready?
Did you just say Final Fantasy?
No,
I'm
Fantasy
sure you said
Star.
Sony at the start as well, not Sega.
I did say Sony, then I said Square, then I said Namco, then I said Sega.
Oh, Sega was at the end.
Yes, Sega was at the end. All right, your second question, which is probably where you heard Final Fantasy because I probably threw that in there at one point. 2. What year was Final Fantasy 15 first announced under its former title, Final Fantasy Versus 13? Was it A, 2012, B, 2010, C, 2008, or D, 2006? There's a giant penis being drawn on at least one piece of paper. Driven, yes. Fraser, we'll start with you. What answer are you giving? You're
A.
giving A, okay? Thank you for not drawing a penis again. Robin,
You're welcome.
are you ready? 2008. So you're saying C, all right. And Mike? Mike Chin?
Hey.
B, 2010. I'm sorry, all three of you still incorrect. It was 2006. 2006. So we start the podcast trivia new contest off. There'll be a T-shirt and something else involved in this, just so you guys know. Yeah. Tough trivia. Thanks to Jason Johnson. Jason is our trivia master. He's agreed to basically get us trivia throughout the entire course of this coming year. So, well done, Jason, on stumping our three stumpies. All right. I think we need to roll
Thanks,
into...
Jason.
Yeah, thank you. Fraser. Sonic, yes. Could you...
Sonic.
Or shit. Fraser, would you mind reading off the new releases?
I can do that. Here we go. New releases. Starting off January the 12th, we have on all the consoles Assassin's Creed Chronicles India, We also have the Banner Saga coming to Xbox One and PS4. That's been around for a long time on PC, so I guess an indie title there dropping. Also coming out on the PS4 and PC is Tharsis, which I have no idea what that is. I've never heard of that. On January the 12th on PC, That Dragon Cancer. Interesting title.
Yeah, no kidding. Some weird titles coming out.
Yeah, this for the Xbox One and the PS4 coming out on the 14th. This is a pretty big title. Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2.
It's the open beta.
Oh, is it the open beta?
Yeah,
right.
the open beta.
Yep.
Pretty exciting.
I guess if you get into it. That's the first I heard of it, so I guess I won't be in there. Pro Basketball Manager 2016 coming for the PC on January 14th. For January the 15th, also on PC, Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen. Also January 15th for the Xbox One and PC, Oxenfree, which I've not heard of that at all.
It's like a side scroller, kind of Goonies-like
so
adventure.
they're all on the beach on the clip that I saw. Greg.
Yeah.
They're all just sort of on the beach. I'm not quite sure what it is.
Nor am I.
And another one for the Xbox One, Zeros. Again, something
free.
I want to say Z-Heroes, but I'll go with Zeros.
It's free.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
Well, strong month then.
Yeah. It's next week. It's not the whole month. It's just for next week.
Sorry, not a strong week.
Call off
not
your
a terribly
dogs,
strong
Mike.
week. Yes. Call off your dogs. Come on. All right. Robin, walk us through what's happening in the community.
There's some Halo stuff going on.
There is.
Some Clash of Clans and Boom Beach stuff going on. G4TE and Halo Waypoint. Contact Filthy and Amras for the Halo stuff, or us if you're not sure. There's a We Are Epic video contest going on, which is running from now until the end of March. Send in your 30-second clip of doing something fantastic or silly.
Robin,
put it on our Facebook.
Real quick. Do we know who has won yet for the previous quarter?
It's still being judged.
Oh, okay.
I haven't had an update yet, so we're just waiting to announce the winner of the last one.
Got it.
So send your 30-second clip in to our Facebook page or email it to myself at bongo@g4te.com. And that'll get it. We'll put a bit more effort into that again. And of course, Forza 6. There's as I said before, the Loopy's Mini Cooper League has started, and the next round is on the 13th of January, next Wednesday, 9 p.m. GMT, and other times around the world, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah.
Contact the Henwood and the Parsnip. It's almost full. Contact them really for the standby list at the moment. Right. There may be a chance of getting in, but it was so much fun last week. So
it was fun.
I'm sure we'll be again.
And my apologies. I had a video clip I put together. I tried uploading it, and again, the failure of being able to put video up today basically just totally derailed all of that. But I hope we'll get it up on the G4TE YouTube site, and you'll be able to just check out some of the madness.
I know
the video.
Dan had a win, and Ginger Balls had a win. Mike. So I think I had a third and a fifth. Yeah, it was great. Good.
I think I had.
And then, of course, we have our victory achieved. Victory achieved. And our contest, popular contest, is now running until the end of March. You can win $20 or 15 quid gift card. And what you have to do is take a selfie of yourself finishing a game with the titles in the background. I need to see your face. I don't want to just see the titles or your finger or a foot. I need to see your face with the titles.
Would an eyebrow suffice?
Yeah, but it has to be at least something you can
some portion of
after
your
you've
face.
died. Yes.
Right.
People that have completed games this week. We've got Amras89. He finished Mushroom 11, one of Duke's favorites.
Yeah, I'll give him some props for that. That game broke.
You gave up, didn't you, Fraser?
Give up.
No, it's just I haven't. No, whoa, easy on yourself.
You said that the game had got to you, and you're a loser. That's what you said.
Loser.
That game is just unfinished. Okay.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
I'm
going to make a prediction for it. Can I throw another prediction in, Greg?
No, we're
Fraser
done with
won't finish that game by the end of this year.
Yeah. There's as much chance of finishing that as Hexels. Mr. Miyagi, 1984. Ultimate. He finished Infamous Second Son. There you go.
Finished that
Companion Cube. He got some cheap gamer score and finished 6180 The Moon. He also finished a bloody hard little game called VVV, and he done it on his phone as I did a while back, and it is a rock hard little game. Pilch Reed finished GTA 5. Not a bad developer there. They're starting out. Give them some support. Companion Cube also finished one of my favorite games there, Never Alone, Kissy and Michui, whatever it is, the Eskimo game.
Right.
He's
And
been busy, old Jonesy, hasn't he?
And the final one is from Pilch Reed. Now, he finished Killer Instinct. That takes 20 minutes. It was really, really galled me to put this up, but Pilch.
Is it season 1 Killer Instinct? Is that?
No, do you know what, Pilch? You've embarrassed yourself. Don't. I know you finished it, but come on. Come on. Please don't do this
It really
to
only
me.
take 20 minutes to do.
I'm going to fire it up.
20
I want
minutes
that gamer
half-
score.
Yeah, 20
All
minutes,
right.
half an hour. So, Pilch, don't embarrass yourself. Come on. All right,
You're
and
better
that's
than
it.
that.
All
Yeah,
right.
you're better than that. They are, so that's it. That's me.
That's
Wrap it
you.
up.
That's it. I think we are wrapping things up. So let's talk about what you can do if you wanted to, say, watch us while we're doing this podcast. You can just type into your browser live.g4te every Sunday. Sorry, GE Talk. I can't talk anymore, Mike. It's almost like I have a lollipop in my mouth. Live.g4te.com.
My tongue's bleeding.
Really lovely.
Type that into your browser. It will magically take you to our Twitch page, and you can watch us as we podcast every Saturday, 11 p.m. UK time, 3 p.m. on the Pacific. And if you fall somewhere in between there, figure it out. You can email the show, podcast@g4te.com. You can tweet the podcast at OC_podcast. We have a Facebook group where we do the things like We Are Epic. And if you want to check that out, just type in epic.g4te.com. It'll get you over there. And, of course, iTunes and YouTube reviews are always welcome for our site. And I think we're just going to do a good, quick wrap-up. I'm going to take the lead on this, and we'll circle back around. I want to thank Mike. Thank you for coming and making the show. I want to thank, of course,
Pleasure.
Fraser and Robin, as always, for taking part. I want to thank those that joined the chat and those just listening through audio. We really do appreciate all of the feedback and the continued support from you guys. I have some personal shout-outs. I want to, again, shout out Mr. Gary Lever, Amherst89. I really love the T-shirt. I know you did it as more of a gag gift to me, but it's one of my favorite T-shirts now. I also want to shout out iPete. He and I engaged in a rather lengthy and probably some thought fairly volatile back and forth over Twitter last night. And it was just great discussion between the two of us. Political discussion. I won't get into it, but all said and done, I really loved having that back and forth with IP.
What was the topic? Give me the topic at least.
It was the Muslim being kicked out of the Trump the rally that he had. So
Okay.
it sparked a bunch of different branches of the conversation, but it was really good. It was great, and I appreciate IP for everything he does and more. But last night it was good stuff. We had a really good back and forth. So that said, I'm going to turn things over to you, Mike.
Yeah. I'm going to shout out my tongue because it's now bleeding because this lollipop is a lot sharper than I thought it was. And as I speak, I laugh and I'm in massive pain, which is great. I will shout out yourself there, Greg, because I know it's hard running the show. And, you know, you've been having breaks now and again because life gets in the way. And Bongo's been taking over and doing a sterling job. And I think I do still love listening to the show. I wish I could be on again every week, but it just isn't possible. And I don't think it would be fair anymore because the show is much more than the same 3 or 4 people coming on anymore. It's about different people coming on. This is what I like about the show now. So shout out to yourself, Greg, for keeping this going, and Bongo for taking over. And when you do host, I think you do a great job. And Fraser, I still love listening to the Game Punchers. I've not yet asked to be on, but I'm not offended. It's fine.
Yeah, no, the problem is, and we do ask. I think I gave a shout to Greg the other day when we were.
Yeah, you would cut it on like a Wednesday.
We do it on
in the
a
morning.
midweek.
Yeah.
I have enough trouble turning up for it, let alone people who are 5 hours time difference, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
It's tough for me to make that
Still
for you,
ask though,
Fraser,
can't ya?
mostly because like my wife travels midweek.
yes, I could.
Yeah. Anyway,
You're not
continue
reading
on.
between the
But,
lines, are you,
yeah.
Mike?
Yeah, shout out to you guys because I do appreciate how tough it is to do. And if you're listening to the show and you don't email very often or you haven't emailed at all, just send a tweet, send an email, because it does mean a lot when people email in and give feedback and say nice things, because you forget that people listen.
I'll even take a bad thing. I don't mind. Criticism is
We
good.
get bad emails now and again.
I'll stop
But
sending them, I promise.
We get a lot of emails of people saying, I hated this show, but now I quite like it. We just sort of grow on them. So that's fine.
Yeah.
And then there's people like you, Greg, who just hate us all the time.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, it's not just Greg.
yeah.
Ow, my feelings. So I said all those nice things about all
Right.
these three people then.
Fuck
and they shut
off.
me. Fuck this show.
Easiest.
I'm done.
Go on.
All
Blood
right.
tongue, get out of here.
Yeah. Take that bleeding tongue elsewhere.
Go drink some lemon juice.
Fraser, why don't you go next?
I will obviously typical shout outs. Nice to see you, Mike. Good to see you, Robin. I haven't been on for quite a while, it feels like, so it's good to see you guys again. Greg, well done as usual for getting all of this together and keeping it going. But of all the people on the show, all my fellow co-hosts, this week's shout out has to go to Kim Woods, because for two reasons. First of all, right, anybody who has a top 5 games of the year and hasn't played their
Hasn't
number
played them.
5 and their number 4 is just that's just classic, right? I just admired that. I was hooting when I was listening to that. That was
Yes.
fantastic. And then, unfortunately, I can't tell you why, but if you were privy to the conversation we had over WhatsApp yesterday, back and forth, Kim dropped an absolute cracking bombshell, which I don't think I will ever forget in a hurry. It was just such... she's just- it
Timing was right
awesome.
there. Yes.
It's just awesome. So she really did put a smile on my face this last week or two. So, Kim, if you are my shout out of the week for sure. Robin.
Yeah, a quick shout out to Turtle502 and his comment on our Twitter feed that he really, really loved the way we handled the Game of the Year podcast when we didn't actually talk about a Game of the Year and talked about all our own opinions. And I'm not quite sure whether he was being sarcastic or being praiseful. So, Turtle. To Phil Olsen. Yeah, we really got to have a chat about the Pipe and Slippers podcast that you suggested. That there might be some future in that for us old men. And another wee shout out to Eric P. Atrosky, my favorite vegetarian. And final shout out to SLH. And it's been nice to chat with SLH. I miss SLH, gaming with SLH and seeing SLH. So good to chat with you, Sue. And again, Mike, love to do the podcast with you, sir. Get a haircut.
Yeah. Get a
I
haircut.
need a
son.
haircut.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And the Twitch, the chat.
Yes.
The chat. Lots of people in here, people that I'm not familiar with. We had Mark Annex, of course, earlier on. But we have one handsome devil in there. And JWHJR24.
Okay.
And Mart, MART3N1. And Namika, NAMEEKA, with Prawn Toast, RCGC.
I don't
Teflon.
like prawn toast anymore because he just said he's that Russell Brand, meaning me.
And Wombles Gaming. So that's great to see some new names in there as well. So thanks for tuning in live. And of course, you can do that every week
Yes.
with us here.
Yep.
So that's me. Thank you. At Bongo the CN. You'll join in with my madness there. And yeah, over to you, sir.
I
Take us
think,
home.
yeah, I think we're pretty much done. So again, thank you all. Be sure to follow us on Twitter or Twitch. Hopefully you like what you've seen, and next week I'll try and iron out the whole video stuff. And with that said, we'll kick out some outro music and we'll get out of here.
Don't you want somebody to love? I love you, Russell Brand lookalike. Not a bad person to look like, is it?